and germs. Welcome. We're back. We're interviewing Xavier McKinney. Rookie. With 3 interceptions in his mini games. But what's the big story today, folks? That's the motherfucking return of Jordan Love. Yes, I'm talking about J Love, Season of Tough Love. We got Jair Alexander's out. That's going to hurt us. Don't. All right, folks. And here's that long-awaited kickoff. That first divisional matchup, that first NFC North rivalry. Harvison, you can see his little button penis on him. Pop. And it's in the landing zone, folks, which means we're going to get a return. Wrap him up. And he's going to be dropped at about the 26. 26. Not too bad field position. Boom, 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 boom. Drop the bass. Boom, 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 boom. All right, and so we open with an Aaron Jones little pitch and catch, which, folks, you know that hurts. You know it hurts me to see Aaron Jones score fantasy points for the Minnesota Vikings. You know, if if Aaron Rodgers was going to follow an exact Brett Favre arc, he would go Jets, and then he would go Vikings and potentially be reunited with Aaron Jones. And I know they like each other. Aaron Rodgers has called him one of the best pass catchers known to man. I don't know if he said that, but he said he's a good pass catcher. All right. Come on, Pack. 2nd and 10. Let's get a big hold here. Still in their own territory on the 45. Back in the snap. We got Sam Darnold. He's looking. Ooh! 90 gets loose. Who's that? Oh! Nearly picked off. In and out of the hands of a fella whose name escapes me. So that is going to bring up 3rd and 10. That wasn't 3rd down. But, man, that should have been a pick. Great pressure. Sam Darnold makes a mistake. Exactly, dude. They said, who's going to guard Justin Jefferson? We got a whole fleet of folks ready to do that. All right, 3rd and 10. Come on, let's stop them. Play clock run down. And they're going to get a delay of game. Fuck yeah. Packers luchador mask. We love that. We're at Lambeau too, you know. So it's all full of God's people. Woman, you know you woman, you know you say woman, you know you little boo. When you're talking to me, you see right through me. 3rd and 14, Sam Darnold. He's got time. He rips, and he's got a fucking first down to Justin Jefferson. Who else? Nope, I'm kidding. Naylor. That's who else. God damn it. Ay, ay, ay. Darnold. Damn, I would have loved that pick. God damn it. Touchdown. From 3rd and 14 to touchdown in 2 plays. There was an offsides that's going to get waived or declined. But, man, Jair Alexander, dude. Big part of the D. Where's Xavier McKinney? We got him on Justin Jefferson? Oh, you son of a bitch. Well, goddamn. All right, folks. Well, Jordan Love is going to touch the football for the first time in a long time. In a while, let's say. Malik Willis. Let's take some time to appreciate Malik Willis, who got us 2 wins and looked fucking great. I wish him the best. He'll probably get picked up by somebody else. Fuck, maybe he'll become the Steelers quarterback or Jacksonville's quarterback. Or actually, the Steelers are doing okay, and they got too many quarterbacks. But they could pick him somewhere like... fucking the Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa should retire. I know that's easy for me to say. I feel for him, but bro, he's got to retire. The NFL has to acknowledge Tua as this like landmark case where they fucked up and they need to pay him some money. They need to pay him enough money so he won't come back. Boom, boom, boom. Come on, give me my game now. Drop the bass. The NFL Network commercial break song does go in. This can't be argued. Do-do-do-do-do. Dum 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 dum. Drop the bass. Do. Oh, you gotta be dicking me. All the sports books, bro. Dun, 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 dun. Fox River, Fox River. Dum bum 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 bum. Jordan Love. Come on, J Love. Give me the love. Okay, Jordan Love back on the field. 2nd and 2. Finds his man. Luke Musgrave. Luke the Nuke Musgrave. Okay, folks. We actually got the right thumbnail now. That makes things way better. Way betterer. Emmanuel Wilson. Drop the bass. Second and 7. Love looking okay. Sorry, I was fiddling with the thumbnail, folks. Get loose! Josh Jacobs, a fucking force. And Josh Jacobs crosses midfield, gets the first down and more. Get loose. Come in. Yo, folks. We have a comedian, a scholar, a reviled Vikings fan, a man of the purple cloth, disgusting. It's Samuel Dicke.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, dude? Say what's up to the folks, dude.
This is sick. Vikings already scored.
Yes. Yeah, much to my upsettedness. Exactly right.
Yeah. What's up? What's up, man? I think I met you before, maybe. Yeah.
So much ago.
Yeah. All right. Awesome.
At the Rich Boy shows.
Awesome. Is this your place, Bennett?
It is. Elliott and I live here. Go, Jaden Reed. Yeah, we live here. I'll show you the basement after we're done.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking exciting. That's where we'll eventually do this.
It's really funny, man. Left to your own devices, you got a green screen set up.
Oh, every room, dude. Every room should have a
green screen. What are you gonna do
Oh.
behind me?
Oh, what's behind
Or
you?
like, why the green screen?
So it's got the score
Oh, okay.
and Lambeau Field.
That's kind of sick. Yeah.
It's pretty
Is
fun.
this at Lambeau or Vikings?
Lambeau.
That's a bucket list item for me, man. I would love to go.
Oh, it's great. I'd
love to go to Vikings Packers game at Lambeau.
as a Packers fan, I went last year for the 3rd time, and it's pretty great. And you gotta expect to pay at least $200 for the most part. Like,
Yeah, probably. I mean, even seeing the Vikings games, I think I went to one regular season game. It's crazy expensive.
football is just like they know what they're doing. You know, they have very few games, and then they charge you a fuck ton for it, and they make a lot of money.
Yeah, I was laughing thinking about that on the drive. Like, I refuse to pay for. I don't want to pay for like NFL League Pass or whatever
Of
it's
course.
called. And so the punishment for that is I have to live stream.
This is how you
the
catch
only
Vikings games.
Yeah, this is the only game I've watched all year and because I have to do it knowing I'm on a mic.
Yeah, I used to. Well, Will's is a Packers bar,
Yeah, dude, Wilson.
and me and Rory and Brooke used to go watch games there. And I'm watching this by totally legitimate means. By the way, this is
Yeah.
we bought the NFL Network, and that's how this works. But
Yeah, this is an official CBS.
yes, right. We have
They say you got the express written consent to the National Football League.
that's exactly
You
right.
always want express written consent.
Yes.
That's actually how guys learn about consent first.
Well, it's
If
good.
You want the consent to the NFL before you record it.
Me and the commissioner have sort of a written correspondence, so that's why all of it is written.
Yeah, there's more of a it's not like one of those implication deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the streams are on kind of a wink wink nudge nudge basis.
Yeah. He the commish, he said that I have full permission to use everything in between little, my loves, and the way his letters are, he's so flattering. But so okay, I don't, I know you're not super up on football, but Jordan Love, he was hurt and now he is not.
Now is the Vikings quarterback.
That is the Packers quarterback.
Did the Vikings quarterback get hurt too, though?
Yes, they've had a whole slew of issues. That is the thing about the NFL. Is almost every team can say a star player was.
Damn, how are all these injuries happening?
Yeah. No one will ever know. Well, okay, so there's a new development this year where they basically invented a new helmet that is better, that like really significantly reduces your risk of CTE in that. And they made them all wear it in preseason games.
Yeah.
But then in regular season, they don't make them wear it, but a couple of guys have elected to wear it.
Is that the one that it looks kind of like the Michelin Man?
Exactly that.
Okay.
But when they are wearing it in pro games, they put kind of like a spandex swim cap over top of it to make it look like it's their helmet, but it's like a cloth. It doesn't look like a helmet.
Funny that the solution was just make the helmets bigger.
Yeah, right.
Big, like bubble balls.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, we found out we were in a half inch of padding away.
Perfecting this damn sport.
Yeah.
But no one's wearing, like, who wears it? Does anyone on the Packers wear it?
I don't think anyone on the Packers wears it, but last week against the Titans, the Titans had a couple of guys that were wearing it.
Man, that's funny.
You'll notice it because it just looks like a faded
You
cloth.
should get a bigger helmet for each concussion you get. So the guys that have like 6 concussions should be walking around with.
Oh my God.
Actually, what happened?
He missed the field goal.
Fuck yeah. No, I like the Packers.
We've had troubles.
I'm a secret Packer lover.
Look, I don't have it. I probably hate the Bears more than anything. I think Chicago is just obnoxious with their sports fandom. Okay. And Minnesota is like a sister state to Wisconsin. I don't have as much ill will towards them.
Yeah, I'll say I used to not like the Packers, and then I lived in Madison for 4 years, and so I just watched a bunch of Packer games, and I'm not that much of a diehard, so now I kind of want the Packers to do well.
That's how it goes, man. I mean, that's ultimately, my dad became a Packers fan, that's why I'm a Packers fan, but he was the same way where like he didn't have a football team in St. Louis, and then he lived in Wisconsin for 5 years or whatever, and just picked. And so that's why we're here, dude. Yeah. And that's why I'm streaming right now.
Yeah, plus they were sick back then. I mean, like
True.
When I was in Madison, they were really good. That was coming off that nearly undefeated season, and I don't know, they were good.
Yeah, and it's been downhill since that Super Bowl.
I really like the Bucks too. I like the Bucks a lot.
Oh, the Bucks are. I had no NBA alignment before living in Madison.
Where are you from?
St. Louis-ish, Southern Illinois. Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I thought you were from Wisconsin, but I guess I just associate you with the Madison crew. So
yeah.
Okay.
Everyone from Madison, the Madison comedy scene is either from the Twin Cities or Wisconsin originally.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
And I have no ties to the St. Louis comedy scene. They do not accept me. and I don't accept them.
You know how some books get banned?
Yeah.
Well, I got banned.
Yeah, I'm kind of the Lolita of St. Louis comedy. Yeah. I have said that before in many different contexts. It makes sense, but yeah, dude, St. Louis comedy, I haven't seen a lot of it, but like when I do open mics when I'm home or whatever, the couple of times, it has this like edgelordy vibe to it, you know. There's a lot of like rape jokes and stuff, and
yeah.
Yeah.
Are people actually watching this, or can I speak freely?
you could speak freely. I mean, people might tune in.
Is it just us?
Right now, it's just us and maybe Drew Dogs. So don't talk shit about Andrew Katz from the Madison comedy scene.
Dude, I went to St. Louis to do a show at Helium, and it's like one of those comedy clubs that's in a mall.
Yeah,
So,
I've been.
yeah.
It's,
So it was, it's kind of that atmosphere. But the comics themselves were saying the funniest things that I don't want to say. I would say. This is why we should just hang out normally and watch the game.
yes, we'll do that.
I don't know how to redact this story.
Yeah.
But one of them, I mean, the gist of the story is this guy, the headliner, was talking about, he just had a kid, and he's talking about how his kid has like these sensory issues and he doesn't like certain foods, and I don't know, he like likes to be bounced up and down, and he likes certain patterns, and he's like, so I think my kid might be autistic, or we're taking him to these specialists. And then when like local St. Louis comics, just completely serious, is like, he's like, dude, you gotta get him on Wall Street Bets. He's like, I mean, this is his words.
Yeah.
He's like, retarded people go crazy trading stocks. And he's like 100%. He's like, you got to sign up for this newsletter that will tell you. He's like, I sign up to this newsletter. It's like $50 a month, and he tells me what penny stocks I should move in and out of. You got to get your kid doing that.
He can focus way harder than me.
It's like, I can't believe this is happening. And no one else, everybody else is like, that's good.
Yeah.
Like, every other St. Louis comic was like, yeah, this is a smart thing to say.
Oh yeah, dude. I would say it's a scene of hucksters, and it is that I that could be multiple people I've met in St. Louis who said that.
But they were nice. They were cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helium is so I think maybe the last time I went to Helium, me and my friend Lindsay went and saw Gary Goldman on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And someone pulled the fire alarm, and we had to like evacuate like midway through Gary Goldman's set. And it was all
Frank is really fun.
Yeah.
It's like high school.
Yeah. I don't know the story of like who pulled it or whatever, but like you said, it's a mall, so it's like, you know, it wasn't necessarily the club.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like Helium. Funny Bone I like a little bit better. And there's two Funny Bones. And then there used to be a comedy club on the other side of the river by me in Southern Illinois. That was called like it was called something 2. It was called like Chuckle Hut 2 or something, but there was no one.
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. There was no original.
Dude, I've never been in a good comedy club inside of a mall.
No.
I do not
Oh
think-
my God.
But there's so many of them in there. It's such a terrible place to put them.
Dude, they're just like, it'll drive foot traffic, and it's like, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't. I've seen it not do that.
Yeah. It's like the mall is dying.
Right.
Like,
Malls are dying.
Malls are dying. And even when they were thriving, I don't know if you'd want. I mean, Minnesota used to has the Mall of America Comedy Club, and there'd be this thing it was called like 5 for 5 Tuesdays, but I don't know why it was called 5 for 5. It wasn't like 5 comics or drink deals or anything. It was called like 5 for 5.
Okay.
But you're doing it. The House of Comedy is huge. It probably seats 250 people.
Okay.
And you're doing a Tuesday like $5 show for basically, 12 people that wandered in from Camp Snoopy. And
Oh,
it's like
no.
so bad.
Oh no.
Cavernous.
Oh no.
But I feel like they're all kind of like that, where it's like, oh yeah, I mean, if I was in the mall, I wouldn't go to a comedy club.
No.
Yeah.
And it's also like, even when malls were successful, they're daytime things. Like no one spends all day at the mall and then they're like, I want to catch a 9 p.m. comedy show.
Well, stay.
They got a hands full. They got Aeropostale bags. They're wearing 2 new lids hats on top of each other. They don't want to see comedy. Mall of America is. I went to Mall of America when I was like 10 or 11. Actually, we can check the exact date because I watched Click in Mall of America,
really funny.
or at least in the Twin Cities on that trip.
Really funny.
Yeah, I remember we did the roller coaster stuff and it was fun. But I'm peeking? No peeking, dude.
You gotta look at the levels, bro.
What does that mean? It's too loud.
And he's cutting in.
You guys have a really
Yeah.
professional setup here.
Thank you, dude. It's only, I mean, it's just been it was a green screen in my smaller apartment, and now that we have some room, it really helps. And the basement, first show on Friday. Folks, if you're watching, we got a stand-up comedy show in our basement featuring Shane Anthony, Jeff Blumfield, Henry Fugit, Greg Kennedy, and Megan McMurtry.
Dude, get Henry he probably doesn't remember me very well from Minneapolis, but you should get him back doing stand-up.
That's our whole goal.
Well,
dude.
that's what he's going to be doing. He better
This
be doing
Friday.
on Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny.
That's what he said he's going to do.
We bought.
I'll hit him if he doesn't.
We bought 7 church pews
Oh yeah,
in our basement, so
that's all.
we
That's
have a
actually
little
a great
church
idea.
down there.
That's
Yeah.
a great idea, man. Church of no hate.
exactly.
Exactly. Brooke Whitehead patented phrase.
Brooke is the figurehead of 2 churches: the Church of No Hate and the Church of Erotic Madness.
Oh, God. That's right. That's right. I always remember one or the other, never both.
Yeah.
He has 2 doctrines. He really does have like a preacher's arc. It's good. He comes from preacher stock, you know.
Really?
Yeah, he was like homeschooled in a Christian way,
That's funny.
where they prioritize
God over
keep-
facts.
Yeah, keeping your kid Christian over reading at your grade level.
Where's you from? Wausau?
Yeah.
All right. Nice. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Big city.
It's so funny. I think Rory and Brooke are such a fun pairing because like Brooke was homeschooled till like 8th grade and then met Rory and they like, you know, it's like Rory was, I feel like going through school waiting for some
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings loving homeschooled kid to come in.
Dude, it is funny how
Oh, fuck me.
duos of friends. It's just so incredible. I want to be there the first like 6 months of Rory and Brooke's friendship where they're just like, this is it.
Yeah, dude.
Because especially when you're in 9th grade, you're like, I'm gonna hang out with this guy 300 days out of the year. Like,
Oh, yeah, dude.
oh man,
I feel like
so funny.
they I feel like they got a lot closer when they went to college because they both went to
You like Stout or something?
Whitewater.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think, but Rory like dropped out after his first semester, but just kept living with
Oh,
Brooke.
I didn't know that.
And Brooke has his bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
Rory did like a year maybe.
Yo, Rory, join the live stream.
Rory.
Rory, can you comment on your current whereabouts? Rory, can you move back to Chicago?
It's definitely Madison adjacent, I would guess. Rory. Sometimes if you say his name loud enough,
Yeah, it's like a Beetlejuice type phenomenon.
he doesn't operate on normal technology. He's
I feel like he is on a slightly different wavelength.
he
More
is
of a
the
natural sort of, you know how mushrooms kind of and
Yeah.
fungus throughout the forest?
If you rearrange the letters on one of those cold beer bar signs,
Yeah.
Rory will
Oh, what's up, dude?
apparition kind of pop up.
Yeah, Rory actually lives a bit of a tortured life because he's actually one of the evil beings in the Quiet Place. He has that kind of hearing, but he's tortured by the
Yeah.
constant chaos, trying to drown it out.
Is
Okay.
that the plot of the Quiet Place, that their ears get hurt from noise, and so then they try and kill anything that makes noise?
I haven't seen it either. I just know that they have.
That's certainly how they react.
Yeah. They just can hear everything and they hate hearing.
He's
Yeah.
really annoyed.
Yeah.
They hate sound.
Shut up.
I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah, dude. That's Rory. And he'll eat half the world before they decide to go quiet.
They'll force John Krasinski into hiding.
Oh yeah, that's Jim. He's one of the best silent actors because he's got this. You know,
He keeps doing that to the camera.
That's why he was
there's like a
cast.
monster going
Yeah.
after his children.
When his deaf daughter steps on a stick and is about to kill their family, he just Jim pans to the camera.
okay, and there's another Vikings touchdown, folks. Not going our
Oh
way.
man, wow! The one game I watch all year.
It's
We look
cursed.
good.
Tell you what, we should get some of those quiet place monsters in there, huh?
Wait, are you from Wisconsin too?
Yeah, I'm from
Where-
Madison.
Nice, man. Yeah, I lived in Madison like 2011 to 2015,
Oh, okay.
2016-ish.
He went to high school with Henry Fugit.
Yeah.
They went to
Oh,
prom
awesome.
together.
Yeah. Get Henry doing stand-up again.
I've never seen him do stand up.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
I've known him since we were kids.
Yeah.
We grew up like a couple blocks away from each other.
Yeah.
And his older brother's like best friend was one of my good friends who lived down the street from me.
Yeah.
Nougat Fugit.
And don't say that. Whatever you do,
Henry
don't
Fugit?
let him hear you say that. He'll go Super Saiyan.
What's his brother's name?
Gus.
Oh, you did say
I
that.
did tell you because
Gus.
you had a reaction.
Because
Yeah.
Gus is a great name. Gus Fugit.
Yes, I like that.
That's a solid name.
What was your Instagram name before Rhinestone Camboy?
Jewel for kids.
That's what it was.
St. Louis Lolita.
Yeah, that's what it was before. Yeah, my mom asked me. She asked me last year as a birthday present to her if I would change it, and I didn't in that moment. But, but then when that Jewel documentary came out, that's when I started rethinking
That's
things.
really fun.
Maybe she had insider info.
Yeah,
She goes, trust me. In about 3 weeks, you're not going to want to be associated with that name.
yeah, yeah. She was really to the point about that. She was like, "It's a really bad look, with this documentary and that," and she was right. So Rhinestone Camboy it is. She doesn't like that one, but she
your-
doesn't hate it.
Is your mom on Instagram?
She is.
Okay.
Yeah. But I told her that a camboy is just anyone who is on camera. So,
Is your mom watching this stream?
probably not. But hey, mom, if you're listening, that's exactly what a camboy is.
Yeah, that's funny. I mean, I've like run jokes by my mom. Ones I think
Yeah?
she'll like.
I don't. I don't. do that.
My mom likes to read and is like a good writer. It's just funny to see. I would never run anything by her. That'd be strange to do, but it is funny to see her reactions. I feel like it's a good gauge on how like a smart adult would respond. Because sometimes, okay, do you ever feel like this? You'll be doing a show, and people are just doing like. I feel like I wish we could turn this off. People are just doing like trucker humor, and I feel like horrific for like the 50-year-olds in the audience who are just sort of appalled that what I'm saying. When someone's like bombing, and they're also bombing, doing really explicit stuff.
Yeah.
And you just see like adults, true adults, like 54-year-olds
Right.
who really believed in your ability to give them something interesting to think about, and they're like they hate it. They're not having a good time.
Oh yeah.
And I always feel the worst for them. So it's sometimes funny to see like what my mom reacts to or doesn't react to.
Yeah, it is interesting. I think about that and what my mom would like, and I guess I test jokes, I guess, on my mom without necessarily saying I'm running it.
Oh,
you
that's
know what I'm
funny.
saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like sometimes
wow.
I'll
Yeah,
just-
you kind of casually work
Yeah.
a bit into conversation.
I'll work things in. Also, I just love like my mom. My mom's sense of humor is very different from mine, so I can be like sarcastic or like playful or like. Okay, here's like the best example.
God damn, look at all the boats that guy
Wow.
has. Showing off much?
That's like the Florida equivalent of the guy that has a bunch of broken down cars in his front yard. You know?
The like
Yeah.
Rockford guy with
Yeah.
like 60 rusting.
Which
trucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something with these boats.
I gotta Like, I feel like there's such a phenomenon of people fixing up cars and then just having like a car lot.
Oh yeah, I kind of
Dude.
vibe with that.
Yeah, that is what I would like to do with my life. We gotta make some door handles for my car.
Oh yes, we're gonna measure after this.
That's
and
like
make that
half the
happen.
reason I came over here. I have motivation.
We're gonna map it out, dude.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, my 3D printer's in there if you want to see it.
I actually do.
Yeah, go take a peek.
It's into
It
the
looks
left.
like kind of like a mini fridge looking thing.
So you're saying that people have that schematics for that type of thing?
Yeah, a lot of stuff. Maybe not yours exactly, but it shouldn't be too hard to just take like an existing one and modify it.
I have an existing one left. So.
Oh, okay, that's even easier.
Yeah, man, we can. Yeah. What are you doing for work right now?
Bro,
What are you up to in life? Man?
I'm at Diversity Rock and Bowl. Check me out on Tuesday nights and Monday nights. We got the open mic there. And then the top floor of this is an Airbnb. So I'll manage that, clean that, and I print stuff, baby. And I stream, of course. I'm a cam. Man.
Camboy.
I
I get his little tush
Oh,
dancing.
ouch!
Yeah, he's not getting
That
up.
was not picked.
That guy's not getting up.
Yeah, dude, we're a collection of things. I worked
his
at
back is
the
broken,
bowling alley
probably.
last 2 days. And Saturday mornings suck at the bowling alley because of kids' birthday parties.
Oh, that's really funny, man.
Kids
You're on
are-
the flip side of all those kids' birthday parties from back in the day.
Oh my god, yeah. And I feel bad for having attended those, but usually I only work nights, so I just get like drunk with adults and stuff. And after
Yeah.
9 p.m. it's 21 and up. So this was like my first time really dealing with the kids' birthday stuff.
Yeah.
And they have fun. I don't know. Most of them were good, but the bad ones are bad. So, and cleaning up after them is, you know, I'm not like completely in charge of the cleaning up, but you know, you should when you're busy.
That's so funny, man. Yeah, you're like part of the infrastructure of some kid's life.
I joined a darts league.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm hitting full form.
So you're fully employed.
Yeah.
Like,
I got my time is spoken for. That's for sure. I'm a carpenter a bit.
I don't think any of the Madison guys have a definable job. I don't know what
No.
Klinger does for money. I don't know what you do for money. McShane, I feel like hasn't worked in like a year.
I don't know what he does actually. I never understood what McShane did. It was always a remote job that required a computer, and I knew nothing else about it.
Man, I have no idea what most of my friends are up to. That's
I
so
tried
funny.
to do that at like the bowling alley mic, a joke where I was like, I literally don't know what my friends do. you
Yeah.
know? And like no one identified with that. And I was like, my mom she always asked me like, what does your friend do for work? I'm like, I literally don't know. I can't even tell you the field in which
Well,
they work.
also, that generation didn't have nothing jobs. Like, it wasn't as common
They had
for
like
them to be like, yeah, I have to sit at this screen and then just hit this button once every 30 minutes.
Right.
And I make $300K a year. And then it's like, okay, well, what is that called? And then it's like some bullshit name. You
Yeah.
know? They're like, oh, I built shit. I sold shit.
Well,
you know?
Bennett's at the bowling alley. They had that.
exactly.
No, they had
That's
that.
a timeless job.
That's what I
They had
like,
that.
dude. I can define it.
But then there's someone who's like, yeah, I work for this tech company that maps the pins, and I just have to make sure they fall down. You know,
Yeah.
I have to stare at a screen and make sure I have to be on call to make sure they fall down. How do you explain that to a mom?
It is hard. My mom only understands the jobs of the village people.
Exactly.
Construction worker, policeman. What are the other ones?
Bowling alley.
Native American.
YMCA manager.
Those are the only ones my mom recognizes. But yeah, it's like, I mean, my mom and all my family are teachers, you know? So like
Yeah.
when I went into tech jobs, they were just like, that's great. My son's into the computers, and that's where the money's at.
Yeah.
And I've always, people fall asleep when I try to describe the job I previously
Maybe
had.
that's just what you got to say. Oh, they do computers.
Computers.
And they'll go, oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah. But I remember too, like my first job at Zendesk, like the first position I had was like technical something engineer. But then like a year in, they're like legally, there's like a new Canada law, so we can't call this position in Canada an engineer. Like you have to have a certain certification to be an engineer. So like in the US, we were engineers, but they were like,
Dude, they'll call anything an engineer in the U.S.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's like they'll be like, yeah, Java front end. But it's like you make the website look purple.
right.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, so many jobs I had were like technical architect,
It'd be like-
technical engineer.
Like data engineer.
Right. And it's like at Grubhub, literally, 1 week I spent just switching everything from red to orange.
Dude, this is not gonna resonate with the one probably unemployed viewer, but you ever think about this? Like a lot of computer science infrastructure was, at least right now, like the current, whatever, all the packages and stuff for like Python, it was all named, all the important ones between like 2008 to 2015 or something. So it's all named by like that Reddit generation. So it'll be like
Yes.
the most serious software ever, and it's called like Meow. It's
Yeah.
like, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
This is a package for like real math, and someone called it Purr or something.
Right.
It's the worst, man.
They're like, yeah, you're gonna want to use Pop-Tart rifle.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like, yeah, it's like I don't know. This software uses packets of information, which we call blobs.
Yeah. They're all like cutesy.
Yeah, they're
I
way
mean,
too
like,
cutesy.
like Panda is one of the most like it is so
Yeah.
pivotal in so many things.
Yeah, and it's
called Panda.
it was probably named in like 2009 by
Right.
some guy who liked it's like watching anime.
Like literally, that guy saw me has cheeseburger
Yeah,
that
named-
day and then named it
Named the
Panda.
most like significant software package. Yeah, it really bothers me.
Yeah, that is funny. I've been like the more I've been doing with this AI show and Python, I'm always finding new packages like that where it's
Yeah.
like, or they're always trying to like. There's like a Python transcription thing, but it's like piano, like piano.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of dumb puns.
Yeah, they love that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's interesting. Like, when I worked for Epic. So, okay, folks, a little doomsday for you. Epic. Do you know about Epic?
So medical
Oh, yeah, you went
software
to UW.
records. Yeah, outside
Yeah.
of Madison.
Okay, so I worked there for 2 years. 90% of the staff at Epic is under the age of 26, and they control 85% of the U.S.'s medical records, and almost a majority worldwide. And so you have young 20-year-olds who are, I can tell you firsthand, a lot of them are doing coke a lot of the time. Okay,
At Epic.
at Epic.
That's the corporate gossip.
So the people that like the project managers, they're like always on site. Like they spend 6 months they spend like 6 days of the week in North Carolina for 2 months, and then they come home for the weekends. And they just like do coke and work 12-hour shifts and like,
Really? In Madison.
no, not in Madison, like on site wherever they're going.
Okay.
So like literally just a hospital anywhere.
Yeah.
You know? Like I went to like Central PA. I went to New York City. I went to Charleston, South Carolina. It's just kind of random.
Just doing coke and reading people's medical records.
That's right, baby. I had I had Hackensack, New Jersey.
Ooh, that's a good song. That Fountain of Wayne song.
Oh, I only can think of the Billy Joel song.
Okay.
Hey, what's the Mr. Catching Toys out in Soul
Yeah.
Street? And anyway, one of their clients was the New York Giants, and it was crazy because so like one of the health insurance, like it was like Aetna, Blue Cross, whatever, and New York Giants is one of the insurance providers because no one will insure the New York Giants. like that's like they pay every medical bill out of pocket.
Oh.
Because there's no one that will sign a contract for their organization.
Why is it just the Giant? Why not every football team?
Every football team is like that. It's just that was the hospital for the Giants.
That is really funny.
Yeah. So I imagine there's a Chicago hospital that has the Bears the same way. Yeah.
Oh man. So what are you saying that the medical records in this country are being managed by a bunch of irresponsible
Children.
fresh grads out of Madison?
Oh my God. And look, I don't drink anymore, but when my drinking was the worst and most problematic was probably when I had this influx of cash as a 22-year-old. And so I was like not a good employee.
Yeah.
And not an awful employee. I mean, I was far better. I never did coke on the job or even probably in that period. So, you know, it was just mostly I showed up late to work or hungover sometimes because of comedy for the most part. But yeah, it's like worrisome that like I just feel like so much of electric like, and there's also like ransomware stuff all the time. Like I feel like it is like at some point someone's gonna hack and get everyone's medical records.
Yeah.
Europe, the UK has such strict rules that America should absolutely adopt. It's like frightening the amount of privacy they have in the UK that we don't have. And like that was really evident at Zendesk too, because in the UK, any platform that stores any of your information, your name, your email, your phone number, if you request to delete your account, they have to delete every single trace of that in their records. And if they don't, then you can be compensated, and like it can really fuck them. But in America, there's nothing like that. If you delete your profile on anything, it's not it's deleted.
Yeah.
In America, they're like, if you try to delete it, the company is legally obligated to make another account in your name.
Right.
Duplicate the
Start a new
accounts.
email for you.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, maybe this is naive or something, but what are people doing if they get a hold of your medical records and this guy he got an appendectomy and he broke his leg in ninth grade?
Making fun of you.
Yeah,
They're getting
exactly.
real deep cuts
Targeted
on your
bullying.
real deep cuts on your ass.
No, I think so. It's mostly like taking advantage of the elderly, or like targeting people who have dementia, or like that kind of stuff. I think I guess I don't really know.
Just because, like, anecdotally, I feel like everyone in the U.S. once a month gets an email that says something along the lines of, "There's been a data breach at Levi's, and all of your shit is gone,
And all of your medical records.
Yeah, and I don't know how that's it. Really, that's your social security number and your credit card info, and I don't really know how that's any different than my vaccination records.
Yeah.
In terms of like what you can do with it.
Spoken like a guy that doesn't have AIDS. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't.
And we know
Yeah, I
that
don't know
we
exactly.
pulled your records before you came over.
Yeah, what
Yes,
would
we
they
do it with
do
all
if
guests.
you knew?
So
Like if that gets is there anything that would get out?
I just
It's a HIPAA. Well, it's
Yeah.
illegal. I was gonna say it's a HIPAA violation, but it's illegal before that. So
But yeah,
obviously a personal privacy, but it's
Yeah.
on such a massive level. If I had an email from Rush that said your records have been compromised, I would not be surprised at all. I would be like, yeah, I mean, of
Right.
course somebody tried to take them.
the worst website I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually a great question, because I haven't really thought about this. And now I'm starting to think, man, am I dumb? Is there some obvious way I could pull one over on people, Like harvest organs? Like,
Yeah, is that what it's
do you
for?
really go dark with it? I don't know. Maybe you could pull a Skrelly with like more exact information and like
What
fuck
did,
up prescriptions.
What
you
did he
commit
do again?
insurance fraud.
No, he
Didn't he buy a prescription drug and raise the price a lot?
Yeah, exactly. He bought like a drug that for like this edge disease and had a monopoly on it, and he jacked it up like 9,000% or something. Like it went from like $17 a month to like $900.
You got to be such a dick to give Big Pharma a bad name.
Yeah. Oh my god. And like, so I mean, I looked into Skrelly. I was pretty interested in Skrelly.
He was a fan.
What? This is like what 2013. This is like early, kind of 2015. When
Yeah.
was this?
That sounds about right. I feel like I was in college.
Yeah. Me too.
And so, but okay, the crazy thing about Skrelly is what he did was not illegal, and he was not arrested for that.
Yeah. What are you getting arrested for? Again?
Money laundering. So he basically started a bunch of companies, like, what's the phrase? Pay Peter to, or steal from Peter to pay Paul, or something like that.
Sucked off Peter to suck off Paul.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He just like started a company, it failed. He started a new company, raised a bunch of capital, used that to pay off the first one, started a third company, raised a bunch of capital from new people, paid off the second company people, and just was like
Rob Peter to pay Paul.
rob Peter to pay
That's
Paul.
what it is.
Exactly. He was just behind. He was always playing from behind, and in that he fudged some numbers accounting wise and lied to investors, and that is why he went to jail, or why he was arrested. But that's the fucked up thing, is what he did with the prescription stuff is lots of people do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the time.
No, I think every pharmaceutical company is doing that to the maximum amount they can without getting in legislative trouble.
Yeah. It sucks, dude. I think I'd almost rather have cancer than some edge disease I've never heard of that without insurance, leads me to a medication that it's just wild, dude.
Also, can you imagine getting some obscure disease like that and you're like, God damn it. Then you're like, yeah. And kind of the only guy with the medication is Martin Shkreli.
At that point, yeah, it's like you're holding an antidote.
Oh, yeah. And then it's like, and then you have to deal with Martin Shkreli.
Yeah.
It's like, just fucking kill me.
It's a real Trolls Riddle situation. I think
So wait, what were we saying? We're saying oh, this is what you would want medical data for?
so I think you could use medical data in you find a drug, right? You look up who manufactures that drug, and then you can also see the coverage of that drug. So you would be like, this is a drug that Aetna, Blue Cross, and
do you think
these-
this is what Scully was doing with his?
Well, I don't think you would
when they
need...
were scheming a way to to be evil. It must be so fun to be in on the scheme sessions for being evil. And you're like, dude, okay, we buy the drug, we jack the price up 900%.
Yeah,
you guys
dude.
just start high fiving. We did it.
Dude, that's yes, they were probably having this conversation in the same way people talk about Dogecoin. Where
Yeah.
they're like, dude, this is gonna go to the fucking moon.
Like, I
dude."
got a great idea. No one with diabetes will be cured. We'll take the medicine. Yeah. So okay. So he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just what I'm guessing, because it's they would also have access to the health billing, and that would show. I don't know if insurance providers have a full list. I'm just taking a stab because honestly I don't know.
I would imagine it's for insurance fraud, and you can pretend you're somebody else
Oh,
and
make claims under their
either
name.
make claims or yeah, you can just pretend to be them. Because
Yeah.
I mean, if you can hack into a health insurance, whatever, or a hospital, I'm gonna imagine you can get some social security numbers as well.
Yeah.
And that's probably in their records and shit too.
Or maybe some
So-
free drugs.
Yeah.
Write some scripts.
But nothing bad has happened so far. Even though you have all these 24-year-olds playing with their nose at Epic, nothing bad has happened.
I
There hasn't
mean,
been any
that's
incidents.
very relative. I
Yeah.
think I know for sure there was, while I was there, someone stole a script pad and was arrested.
That I feel like that's kind of some old school.
Yeah.
Or that feels like it would happen way more.
Yeah, and I'm sure that happens
That's
at hospitals.
I think that sounds. Is that seriously how they still do prescriptions on a pad? Like,
Yeah.
Sometimes.
no way.
Yeah, I don't know
man.
if it's all,
Dude,
but
that means that Adderall or whatever the hot drug was, that stuff, that forgery must have been just epidemic in the 80s. Because you have people, you're in the modern era of people wanting to party, and then you're still doing prescriptions where you just have to fake a doctor's handwriting.
yeah, I mean, I think the penalties are really, really stiff, but yeah, it's super easy to.
Wow, I did not know they just came on prescription pads.
Yeah. I think there's some sort of in the way currency has their UV stuff. I think prescription pads might have something like that. But
You
yeah,
have to lick it.
I mean, that guy
If it
definitely
tastes like snozberries.
Oh, Dr. Angela?
That's funny.
They go, I'm actually getting a big hit of wild cherry, so this is not real.
This is
Is that
counterfeit.
pass interference?
Yeah. And blatantly so. I mean, he's all over him. The Packers are letting me down right now. I didn't like how Jordan Love's knee went there. Kind of gave out on him. But yeah, dude, it's oh, and then the other big issue with Epic is it is all the base code is all a dead programming language.
That's a lot of
What is it?
the modern world.
I
Which
know
is
that's true for other.
scary.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so it's called mumps. That's the name. I'm not joking.
Oh, I had
That's
that
the
as a
name.
child.
But they just call it M now, I think, and it's an acronym for Massachusetts University
I've never even heard of that.
Medical. Literally they're the only company that used it beyond the 80s.
Really?
Yeah. And so when you go to Epic, you have to, or when you start at Epic, you have to take not all positions maybe, but I had to take a 2-week course on just learning M and running like all the like basic coding
Did
101 you
that-
would do.
Did they do that to I don't even know how I'm saying this, cordon off their little sphere of knowledge, or have they been around since the 70s?
That's a
They
good
started in
question.
79
Okay. So at the time they were picking the trendy
for
things
sure.
to do.
Yeah,
and
they
then they just stuck with it.
yeah
That'd
they
be
just
so
made
funny
a
if
commitment to a
It's
thing
the
that didn't
same
work out.
CEO, and he's like, "It's coming back. I keep telling you, it's gonna come back."
She, bro,
Sorry.
the fourth richest woman in America. She
What
is.
does
Yeah.
she live
Really?
in? Where does she live?
In Verona?
Would you ever work for Epic again?
No, never, under any circumstances. And I just passed my non-compete with them, or my like, I wasn't.
You got a non-compete from Epic? Were you still working there like a year ago?
No,
I said,
I mean,
don't you start your own medical
Don't you
records
start
company.
doing mumps somewhere
Yeah,
else?
don't you take this mump somewhere
Don't
else.
take this specialized mumps knowledge to the streets.
Well, they really just don't want you to go work for a rival. Like Microsoft has their own EMR and like their other, but Epic has such a monopoly.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
streaming. You want to come on?
Come on in.
Come on the Packers stream.
It's going bad. Please make this. You're fucking fired, bro.
Did he miss?
Yes.
What's up? I'm Sam. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, that sucks. We fired our kicker right before the season started, and we're like, we got this guy. We love him. Now he's a chump. An absolute slut. Oh, man. That's okay. I really didn't want to lose to the Vikings, you know? Because it's...
There's this whole psychological thing for you.
Yeah.
It's really going to ruin your day.
It has division implications, you know?
Division implications.
It's bigger than this, dude.
I remember when I was a kid, and I would get so excited when the Vikings won, and I would get so sad when the Vikings lost, because do you remember like waking up and reading the Monday morning sports section, and if like the Packers or the Vikings won, that section is all about how awesome they played
Oh, yeah.
and how great the game was, and if they lost, it would be like 25 articles about what an embarrassment the team is and like how bad they
Calling
did.
for the coach's firing.
Yeah, and I just remember loving the sports section. So then anytime they lost, I'd be like, man, now I have to read all those articles tomorrow.
I would never read like losing stuff. I would like when the Packers, when they would talk about how hyped they were or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can always tell by the picture. So I would like this one I'd read. This
yeah.
that one I don't read. Yeah, my dad was like I was just telling Elliot this. My dad would like he big newspaper guy, but on top of that he would print out paper sheets of like blogs he liked.
Yeah.
And so when
cool.
the first concert he ever took me to that I wanted to go to, he took me and my 3 friends, and it was at the Verizon Wireless Amphitheater in St. Louis.
Shout out.
Point Fest.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Headliners, The Offspring, The
That's
Used,
Great. That's great.
Taking Back
Dude,
Sunday,
that's awesome.
Chevelle.
That rocks. The Offspring were so good.
It was so fun. Dude. It was peak. I was 12 or 13.
Oh, man.
It was like, You're Gonna Go Far Kid, I think, had come out that year. We were loving it. But my dad, he went up on the lawn seats and he had a lawn chair and he printed out like 80 pages of Packers news in the off season, like in July, about potential moves.
He didn't like Taking Back Sunday.
No. He actually, that was the only one he like was like, oh, they're fun, you know. And the guy from Taking Back Sunday had a broken leg at the time, and his whole thing is he does like a bunch of whips the microphone around.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking maybe he wouldn't do that. I was really excited about that, and he still did all that or whatever. And my dad was like, that was pretty neat. That was Taking Back Sunday was pretty neat. But he thought The Used was disrespectful.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
They broke all their instruments.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I guess he kind of felt whatever on The Offspring. But yeah, he really didn't like The Used. And I don't blame him. They were the most dude, it was so punk. The Used did this thing where they like they played, and then their last song, they all broke all of their instruments except for the drummer. And so it was just like the drummer kind of going crazy.
Yeah.
And then they took individual parts of the kit and broke it. And then until there was one snare left, and then they all left, and it was just the drummer on the snare, and he's like, you know, and then he smashed the snare and walked off, and I was like, that's really fucking cool.
Yeah, that rocks.
Dude, when you're
He
like,
just starts freaking out. He's like, I told you guys I didn't want to do this, and now you're breaking my drum set.
but that my dad found that incredibly disrespectful.
I love when rock stars live up to being rock stars.
Yeah.
That's great, man.
And my dad liked rock and roll. I just, you know, once
That's
you turn
hilarious.
50.
I thought it was
Yeah,
gonna be
you
like
know-
something religious or something, but he
No.
was like, it's disrespectful to the instruments.
Yeah, well, he just was like, that's just fucking rude, you know? It's just like,
But that age group, just, you know, my dad, that age group definitely was exposed to what you'd consider like modern, you know, it's not like 1950s Elvis stuff.
right.
My dad was big into like 80s music.
Yeah. My dad really liked, I mean, my dad loves Styx. He's a big Styx
That's
fan.
really funny.
But they're not really like hardcore. And he liked Van Halen and.
My dad is a huge Replacements fan and the Cars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My dad was really on like that kind of yacht rock kick, like REO Speedwagon.
Oh, my dad loved REM.
REM. My dad liked REM.
Huge REM fan.
My dad had like a couple like hippie stuff in there. Like he really liked Paul Simon and.
Yeah, Paul Simon's good. It is so funny to go like that's I think the big gift of Spotify is if I have a particularly boring day, you'll be like, yeah, what was Paul Simon about? And it's like, oh,
Totally,
fuck, he's
dude.
like an American icon. You know, I just feel like that's how I hear so much music.
Yeah, I love that aspect of it. And like it feels like maybe some fraction of like the old school going to a record store or going to
Yeah.
places where you could like pop in different stuff. But I love how like we watched a documentary on Frank Zappa and I don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me go listen to his music.
Yeah.
He seems cool as fuck, and like I do love that. But my
Yeah, it
dad
is
was
awesome.
like he was up on modern music. Like
You're right.
my first CD was Killer's Hot Fuss.
That's a great one. That's a great
And
one.
I stole it from my dad.
That's a
He
great
bought it for
one.
himself.
Mine was Sum 41 Does This Look Infected?
Oh, that's a
Burned copy.
good one. Nice.
It says like, you know, Fujimax or whatever
Yeah.
on it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's a good one. The Killers had some great. What was the other one? Sam's Town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a great era.
Yeah, early Killers, I was all about it. I had Panic at the Disco, A Fever You Can't Sweat
That's
Out.
great.
That was the first album I like obsessed over.
Yeah, man.
And that was like mine and not my dad's.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. Like, yeah, that like Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy stuff was. Yeah, I obsessively memorized Illmatic, that Nas CD.
Oh, nice.
And I memorized. I mean, all those are. Dude, I really liked the Shins for some reason. I think that filtered through my friend Tyler's older sister. I
Yeah.
listened to a shitload of the Shins. Trying to think of those early like 4th, 5th, 6th grade. Yeah.
That's it's funny. I think maybe the first time I looked up The Offspring was,
the Offspring. for
was
sure.
because they mentioned it in Gilmore Girls.
Oh, that's rocks. Yeah, yeah. But dude, whoever wrote Gilmore Girls has a great taste in music because there's all those plot lines about like Lane playing at like CBGB's, and
Yeah.
it's clear that whoever wrote it, that's like such a fake thing that they would have people in this like sleepy Connecticut town being like, I love the Strokes or whatever it was.
yeah.
You know, it's them being like the Velvet Underground are incredible. It's like you would not care about this.
Yeah.
You'd be listening to like Springsteen or whatever was like super popular. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like an idealized hipster town.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it should have been the adults like blasting John Mellencamp. And it wasn't. It was
Yeah.
like everyone has perfect taste in music.
yeah,
Yeah.
There wasn't a single VFW in that show. That's not real.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah, it
like
should have just been like the Counting Crows playing over and over again, but it wasn't. They had perfect taste in music. Who would have guessed?
yeah, fucking Elliott Smith album.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
yeah, that was cool. My sister was like so obsessed with Gilmore Girls.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen. Yeah.
So I've seen a lot. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The Loreleis.
You know you're getting older when you switch which Lorelai you think is cute.
Oh yeah,
That's
dude.
probably the sign of aging.
Yeah, I like older Lorelai now. I like Melissa McCarthy's character.
It's great. There are some funny early famous people.
Right.
Yeah, who are in there.
Me and my sister were talking about that. Like, Melissa McCarthy is the most famous from Gilmore Girls, hands down.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I mean, I haven't seen every episode or anything, but definitely it's hilarious that show is about like the struggles of like a 1% family.
Yeah.
It's like so toned down.
Yeah. Yeah. A single mom who only has $1 billion in backing.
Like her biggest problem is like, fuck, I'm gonna have to ask him for another $1 million. She got into Yale but not Harvard. It's
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
I loved that, dude. And that was completely lost on me as a kid. I was like, yeah, dude, that's a fucking family going through it. Oh, my God.
Oh man.
When it rains, it pours. Packers are picked off, folks. At least I'm feeling kind of warm and happy because of the Gilmore Girls talk. The Gilmore Girls talk.
Group chat just popped off. If you haven't bet the under on Denver, New York Jets yet, get in before halftime.
No, Aaron Rodgers is going to come alive.
Well, okay, so
That's a crazy
I just went in my
interception.
room and pulled up the stream on my laptop, and then through that my phone vibrated, huh?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
through that,
Oh,
I
was
heard,
that
I
one?
heard my phone vibrate, the buzzing, and so then I just looked at it, and so my friend Josh, who said bet that,
Yeah,
make that
triple
bet.
deflection.
He then tried to call the group, and then Chris said, "I will never want to gamble so badly that I'll accept a phone call from you."
What's the under?
I don't know, but if you're a gambling man,
I mean, if this goes for a touchdown, we might start watching that game.
No.
No,
We gotta watch the
No,
Vikings
it'll come
Packers.
back.
if this goes for a touchdown, you have to leave.
Yeah, dude.
We gotta watch Vikings Packers, you know.
That's true. It is iconic. And Packers had basically this game last year against the Saints, and then had one of the best comebacks.
Listen, this is the
In
only
franchise
football
history.
game I've watched in this year.
That's true.
And it might be the only one I watch until the Vikings make the playoffs.
Whoa,
So I gotta watch
whoa,
this.
this guy. I mean,
I gotta watch this.
the Vikings might be the only 4-0 team after this week too, because like there's only 4. One of them is the Steelers. Like there's a couple teams that's like, how are they 3-0?
That's a terrible.
How the fuck
That was
did he
a
catch
That was a
that?
terrible throw. Jefferson. Okay, this is
That
something I
was
talking
like
about.
magic.
I was talking about this with my brother. They say this was way more applicable to Kirk Cousins, but they're like, Cousins throws the ball in such a tight window. It's like, no, he throws a pick, and then Jefferson like magically
Pulls it back.
pulls it out. I mean,
Yes.
this is an interception. I'm pretty sure that Jefferson's just an incredible
I
wide
literally,
receiver.
dude, I thought it was picked. I don't even know.
He
I don't
threw
even
it right
understand.
into the guy. He
Yeah.
throws it right where the guy is.
Oh my God.
What the
That's
fuck?
a bad
Dude,
throw. That's a
whoa.
bad
Oh
throw.
my god, dude.
That Jefferson is like a savant at catch.
If that happened in Madden, I would break my controller.
yeah, that is an insane play.
That went through him. That's not fair.
I mean, he shouldn't have thrown the ball there.
No.
Jefferson's so good. His hands are so good.
Man.
Jesus.
I mean, they might have called PI, honestly, if he didn't catch that, but that sucks. That's
Damn, dude, the Vikings are sick. I should get a league pass. I gotta quit streaming it with you guys.
oh, camera.
Should we
must
stream
move.
every Vikings game or what?
No, you bastard, dude. Honestly, though, if you want to come over and like do a Vikings game,
Should we?
I'll watch it.
I'll stream more Packers games if you need people. Who else is? I thought there'd be like Brooke here or some other Wisconsin guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Elliott's our designated Wisconsin guy for the day, but we're trying to keep it to 3 mics just because we did like 6 mics at times last year, and the feedback was, don't do that.
Oh, it doesn't sound good.
No, it's just too much. Basically, once it gets beyond 3, inevitably 4 people, there'll be a 2 and 2 side conversation at some point,
That's funny to.
and people hate that.
It's funny to like not admit. Like obviously we shouldn't be we shouldn't be live streaming this. We should just be hanging out. But it's
Yeah.
so funny to have that devolve into two people having two separate conversations.
Yeah. I mean, dude, when we had 6 people.
Rarely even about football.
Oh, never
Yeah.
about
That's
football.
so funny, man.
Yeah.
Watching it must be so funny with anyone watching to see like 3 people talking about something at once and then they break off into 2 different conversations.
Dude, I mean, you can
That's
go.
so schizophrenic to listen to.
You can go back, watch, and then we had like 2 rows. You know, we'd have like 3 here and 3
That's
here,
funny, man.
and like the rows were completely disconnected. And it's like that is how I want to hang out and watch football. And that was the original idea. We're gonna hang out and watch football.
Yeah, I like that.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
got to be somewhat watchable for
Have
the
you been
people.
doing a lot of stand-up?
No, definitely less. But since I started the mic at the bowling alley,
Yeah.
I've been at least doing one every week, which is nice.
Because you have
He's
great
been writing
stand-up,
in-
man. I think you should do more stand-up.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Look, we've been really working on the basement, and the goal is to
We're really working on this basement pew thing.
yeah. And we're gonna have shows every Friday, 9 p.m.
Yeah.
forever, and
It goes from 9 p.m. until forever.
Yeah.
They don't stop.
and I'm
No,
gonna.
I actually like that idea a lot. That's a great idea.
Church
Yeah.
walk-in
Church pews in
style.
the basement. I mean, you have to avoid getting caught up like the Humboldt Jungle did, where you become too successful. So
Yes.
there's sort of a trap there. But I think house shows like that should be more common. It's a good idea. And
Yeah, there's a window.
there's
There's a little
this-
pocket.
and we.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I heard about Humboldt, I took a lot of time to research why exactly they got shut down and how to like avoid that.
What was exact? I didn't.
So
I skimmed it, and I wonder who's watching it. I looked at the GoFundMe, and I thought, I was like, man, I love Humboldt Jungle, but it is so funny to know it's like $6,000 cash going into the ether.
yeah, oh yeah.
Who's getting their hands on that?
I don't know where that cash goes.
People are just like, what did the announcement say? It was something along the lines of, it was a GoFundMe to pay our legal fees. It's like, are you Michael Jackson? It's like, what do you guys? Who are you paying? Are you going to court, or are we just giving $6,000 to the guy who owns this show?
Yeah, dude. It's like, and you're getting conflicted. Like the guy that owns the house and Joe are on different pages.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
Joe is like, they will never see us die. And like the guy that owns the house is like,
oh,
we're,
yeah,
we're
we're
gonna
not
take a step back and think about
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Joe's reposting that Wolf of Wall Street
Yes.
speech, and yeah, his friend is saying things like, in accordance with all building codes, we will remain closed for the foreseeable future.
Joe's going on stage and
Yeah.
going on his head.
100%,
Joe's gonna like
man.
make memes of like execution style, like Chicago amusement license.
Yeah,
He has no chill on the matter, and
I love it.
it's the funniest way to go about it for sure. So essentially, what they ran into is not having an amusement license, and you don't need an amusement license in theory for a basement show, but
Amusement license sounds like a plot device from some book. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
if I may take some amusement license for a
Yeah.
moment,
I will say in other cities, or do they have a cabaret license here too? In
I
other
don't know.
cities, they have cabaret licenses.
Madison has that.
And
Yeah.
with that, you can do a house
It's
show.
it's like the same amusement, you
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
It's just they all have
What is
fun, sort of like the mumps
But,
language.
but what's the
you know?
difference? Like, why? What is an amusement license? Keep going. I should.
Great question. So there are like basically if an event hits certain criteria, you need an amusement license. And so anything that you charge attendance for needs an amusement license. And anything that is or no. Anything that exceeds 100 people, even if it's free, requires an amusement license. And so where they ran into trouble, they were trying to avoid this, obviously. And so they, I think, had under 100 capacity. I think they might have got like in trouble for that because it's also not necessarily what the attendance is, but what the capacity of your showroom is. So
Yeah, it's for sure a fire trap.
yes.
Yeah, 100%. You would have walked in there and been like, "This is extremely unsafe."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We do at least have windows you can crawl out.
No, I think the mark of a good show is you're near fire marshal.
Oh, yeah.
Golding range.
It needs to be a problem.
Like whenever they have those little signs, and it's like this venue can only hold 100 people. It's like you get close to that, it's gonna get a good show.
So here
Yeah.
was their downfall. This was absolutely the thing that got them shut down. Is They were suggested donations of $20, but you had to make that donation to receive the address that it was at. And so they ostensibly made a ticket. Like,
Gotcha.
So like you can't do that. Like basically
you need some other way at the door to like put in this bucket.
Right.
Okay.
And so we're gonna have like a suggested donation, and we're gonna have like QR codes and stuff. But like you can't.
We're gonna have a suggested donation, and you give us your address.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be that you pay us $10, and where do you live?
Yeah, isn't it interesting how much of this stuff comes down to literal technicalities of what does and doesn't constitute a ticket?
It's just also people
ticket
can get
sale.
money.
And I never really thought about it. I mean, maybe this is part of like being 30, but there comes a point in time when you have to be the one producing the nightlife. And then now you're thinking about things like obtaining an amusement license and what is the legal definition of a ticket sale, just so you can put an awesome show. But it was a great show.
Yeah.
To be fair, Humble Jungle was like, that is what nightlife is. It just seems so weird that you get caught up in these pedantic definitions of what does it mean to charge people admission or whatever.
Totally.
The phrase amusement license is insane.
Yeah. I would not have thought about this at all if Humboldt hadn't had this all happen. But so we're going to keep it under 100. It's a free show with a suggested donation. You don't get anything for the donation. BYOB. And then... so there's this other caveat with amusement licenses where if you are a secret society or a sanctioned club in Chicago, you don't have to follow the same rules. So, and in order to qualify for that, you have to be a club or society for 3 years and have at least 50 members. And so if I think I'm understanding this correctly, if we get that status of secret club or society, which this is the most Chicago shit ever. If we get that status, we can throw shows without any capacity limit, and we don't need a liquor license. We can sell alcohol.
This is like how
I don't know about the capacity. Oh, well, okay. I was thinking from a fire standpoint.
Oh, yeah. We still need to, like... That
also would be very Chicago though, if they're like, if you're a secret society, fire marshal fucks off.
Yeah,
he can't say shit to you.
Code does not,
Yeah,
two-pronged outlets everywhere. But yeah, I think.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, okay. That's so funny. It reminds me of those things where people invent a fake religion, or I guess how the Amish avoid taxes and things like that.
You lived on Mifflin when I lived on Mifflin.
Yeah, man, we were close. Yeah,
and they had
445.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was close.
And
to
I was 520.
Yeah.
And so on the other end of Mifflin, towards me, they had that Church of Weed. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And that was so short-lived. But Elliott, did you ever know about that?
What was that?
I heard about it.
They just got church status, and then you would come in, and if you made a donation to the church, you got weed.
Yeah.
And so I did that, of course.
Yeah.
I loved weed. I lived a block away.
Yeah.
And I was like, everyone was like, aren't you worried about it like being illegal or whatever? I'm like, yeah, it's definitely like illegal, but like, I buy weed all the time.
Yeah,
like,
it's illegal. The whole thing's illegal.
Right. They're going to go after the church. They're not going to get the parishioners, I didn't pay with a credit card. They don't have security cameras.
That's
it's a church.
So funny, man. They're going to go after the church.
Yeah, dude. They're not going to get me.
The bishop of the church's weed is here to discuss the allegations we may be running a drug ring.
They had a papal council. There's just weed smoke coming
out. Yeah, when they picked the new.
They've selected.
Yeah, man. I knew a guy like convoluted. I guess this doesn't have to do with what we're talking about, but whatever the street is behind that main street, there's this guy who like sold a lot of weed, and he, for a couple months, he kept explaining this thing to us about how he was worried that the person who lived downstairs, how her dad was a police officer, and he was like very worried that they were going to come for him or something. It's just kind of like heightened paranoia, and he's probably he's making like $4,000 a year. Like it doesn't make any sense,
right?
And but anyway, so he's like convinced that they're watching him or something, And then one day we're over at his place, and like a police car pulls up out front, and the guy gets out, and this guy, our friend, loses his mind. You know, he's like grabbing his backpack. He jumps off of the second-story balcony. It's like January probably in Wisconsin.
Jesus Christ!
He falls. He breaks his ankle. Like you can see him up and limping away. And I mean, he was right. This girl's dad was a cop, but he was just stopping by to say hi. Like had no idea Owen existed. Like
oh my God!
Owen's like limping off into the distance. Like, running for his life, you know, believing that they're gonna send him to jail over, you know, probably in retrospect, really not that much weed.
Not that much weed, probably.
Yeah, really.
So
really
nothing ever came of that. Even after he jumped off the balcony, the police officer wasn't like, "What was that about?"
Yeah, went out the back. You know.
Oh
like
yeah.
The back, and he just jumped into a bunch of snow, but I think he did break his ankle.
Jesus Christ, man.
That guy was. See, I just don't know who's listening to this. I want to say something else funny about this guy.
You can say
That guy's
whatever.
dad.
I don't wanna
So
say it.
after we're not going to leave it up after the fact. It's just live right now.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We just do a one and done.
I have a reputation up. No, this is gonna. I mean, maybe this just comes across as.
If you just started spilling all sorts of secrets,
No, it's just a really funny thing. I try and
do some medical records out
No.
here. Fuck it. Let's
Here,
get into
folks.
it. Let's dox Epic.
We're going to go off screen, folks.
All right, we're back. We finished discussing all the secrets.
Yeah, the national secrets.
They're pretty good though.
God damn. I'm looking that guy up. That's hilarious. We probably know some of the same people too.
Yeah, right. What
So-
year did you guys graduate?
I didn't go to school, but I I graduated high school 2010.
Yeah, I was 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, so definitely overlap.
Yeah.
Between
Did you ever go to the comedy club?
You know what, man? I went once, and this was so I used to do. I got like a creative writing minor or whatever you want to call that certificate, and I would do the short stories and poetry open mics.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, oh, maybe I should do stand up. So I went to the comedy club on State, and I just saw like,
him?
No, but that's really fun. Let me find him. That's hilarious. It's what is this? Oh, I don't want to say his name. This guy. Okay.
Oh, wow. That's a government name on there.
Yeah, so I did end up I went to the comedy club, but I just saw people. I remember going when I was like 21, and I saw this guy like doing puns, and I remember thinking I saw like a really pun heavy set,
Oh, yeah.
and I remember being like, oh, comedy's not for me. Like I'm not interested in this, and so I didn't do comedy again until I was 24.
Damn.
Yeah, not funny. I just thought I was like, oh, comedy is stupid. I don't like this. Yeah.
First time we ever had a conversation where I realized you went to Madison.
Yeah.
At the same time.
At the same, no, I was definitely
Yeah.
That overlapped with all of you guys.
That's crazy. What year did you graduate?
2015.
Okay. I was 2016.
Yeah.
And I went to community college for a year.
Yeah.
But I guess so. Maybe you wouldn't have had overlap, but I was in college. I met Young Gravy a couple times.
That's so, dude. He was around the U of M, and my girlfriend's friend. Like, I'm gonna butcher this story, but they had some kind of ongoing beef with him, and I used to see him at Blarney's open mic in Minneapolis because he's from St. Paul or something, or he's from one of the two, Wisconsin or Minnesota. So
Yeah,
he's just
right.
around. Yeah, that guy. I don't know what I think about him.
Dude, I went to Young Gravy's very first concert.
That's
at
hilarious.
Union South.
That's so funny, dude. Union South.
That was his first concert.
I saw.
I saw Krayshawn there one time.
That's a hilarious
Yeah.
one. I saw Freddie Gibbs at Union South.
Who's Freddie Gibbs?
Oh man.
Oh, wow.
It's like this Gary, Indiana rapper. He was a really funny guy to be at Union South.
Dude, I worked at Union South. I worked at both of the unions.
Yeah, I liked Union South. I would
But-
go there. Before like chemistry or computer science or whatever.
Yeah, I was always there because I would that working at the union was awesome because student jobs, they would like give me shifts in between classes, which helped me out so much. Like I'd have a 9 a.m. class and then a 3 p.m. class, and they'd be like, you can work in between that, do homework and shit. It was such a nice job.
Yeah, I worked for the People program. I was a math
Oh,
tutor.
I was in People.
Yeah, I was a math tutor for the People program.
Damn, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I thought at La Follette.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was at West.
it was a great job.
Yeah.
cool. Really
Did you
fun.
ever have to do the middle school shit where at Union South?
No, I mainly did high school math, so like
Okay.
9th, 10th. It'd be like mainly it'd be geometry. 9th and 10th graders asking for help.
Damn.
on.
Did you ever do the summer stuff where you have
No.
to do shit during the summer?
No. I just
Yeah.
every Tuesday I would go
They
to La
kicked
Follette
me
for a
out right
while.
before we got to stay in the dorms,
That's funny.
and I was pissed.
That's funny.
Because they sent me a fucking welcome, like a thing where you had to fill it out. And I was like, oh shit, I'm going to be able to do it. Because that was a big thing, I think.
Because you got full tuition, right?
Oh, yeah, if you
Yeah.
stuck through it, you got a
Yeah.
full ride to Wisconsin.
It's a great program.
But yeah, I don't think it was the summer going into your freshman year. I think it was the summer going into your sophomore year that you stayed in the dorms for like a few months during the summer. But you would have to like do classes during the day. So it's like summer school. But everyone was fucking so excited for that because everyone's
No parents.
older
Yeah.
siblings and friends would
Yeah.
be like, yo, you just fucking rage and shit and like do whatever. And they kicked me out right before that. And I was fucking pissed. But now I'm like, thank God. Because I didn't want to go to. I didn't want to go to UW. Like I had no reason to go
Being
there.
in the dorms is it's sort of like not actually a reward when you think about what it means
but
to
then
live
also
in a-
too, it's like, oh, you mean I only get half of a summer because I have to like legitimately wake up at 8 a.m. and do like
you have
calculus,
a
and, like-
shared bathroom of 60 people.
Exactly,
you know?
yeah.
It is kind of a little bit hard.
But at that age,
yeah,
though,
you're so stoked. Yeah,
at that
yeah.
age, you're
I love
like,
living in
I'm
the
with the
dorms.
college kids.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool, you know.
I love living in the
But
dorms. Yeah.
no, I totally remember going to the tutoring afterwards. I actually ended up doing improv with a dude who was a tutor at
Yeah.
people that I would go
Do
to
you
in high
remember the
school.
name?
His name?
Yeah.
I know. I'm not going to dox him.
Oh.
Because I did not like him.
Oh, you didn't
during,
like him.
I did not like him as the tutor. And then later we did improv.
A sustained enemy.
Yeah, he grew on me, but
that's funny.
boy, I remember as a high schooler, actually, oh no, this was with Abraham. Their Uber driver's name was Guillermo, and Abraham didn't know how to say it, and I was like, oh, it's Guillermo. I know because I went to school with a kid who was a fucking asshole, and that was his name. But Guillermo also did not like that tutor, and so we bonded on making fun of that guy together.
okay.
Yeah, and I specifically remember losing my shit. I might have had a spit take. Guillermo was very funny. He could really catch you off guard with some shit. But I just remember one time he just under his breath goes, "They should have smothered him in the crib," and just like why? I was like, what? And yeah, for some reason that stuck with me with that guy, and then we ended up doing improv together for a few years,
That's
and
funny.
I could never tell him that.
That's
I could never be like, yeah, we had a really funny bit about you getting smothered as a baby.
How did you feel about him as an improviser?
He was all right.
Did you do improv with Joey and
No. So
Klinger and those guys?
okay. A little jump back in UW history. My first semester, I was a sophomore because I went to community college for a year, and I tried out for Manhole, the sketch comedy group, in front of like Toller and Jenna.
Oh, that's really fun.
And Ian auditioned with me.
That's
Ian
awesome.
Erickson.
I love Ian.
And Ian, there was one spot, and Ian got it. But Ian was already in the improv group with them.
Yeah.
So they knew him.
Yeah.
And before I walked into the auditions, and Ian was sitting on the table where the judges were, and then they're like, "All right, let's start." And then Ian sat down by me, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, he knows them."
That's really funny.
I was
man.
like really disheartened. I much more than I wanted to do stand up when I was younger, I wrote a lot of sketches.
Yeah.
That was more what I did. And so you had to submit a sketch, and then you had to go in and like read it, do a table read of a sketch, and then you had to like kind of make up a funny plot based on like random prompts or something.
Yeah.
But I submitted 5 sketches, which I think came across a bit needy, maybe. I don't know. I shouldn't have done that, you know.
Yeah.
But I never tried out again. I was so discouraged. And then I
Yeah.
started doing stand up like right before my senior year.
Have you ever talked to them about that?
I think I talked to Ian about it.
In the way that stand-up is so clearly better than improv because the jokes are thought out beforehand, I'm really surprised there aren't more successful sketch shows where people have written whatever seven sketches beforehand and then they do them, because people love that stuff.
People
And,
love that.
and if you write it out beforehand, I mean, you can obviously make really good sketches. I'll see good sketches at variety shows sometimes. And
a gift.
that was almost Byron. That was like a comical level of falling over backwards.
Yeah.
He actually bumbled. I've never seen.
Oh, dude.
Oh man,
That gets a Doug chug.
That is. Oh, yeah. I'll Doug chug to that, bro.
That's brutal. Brutal.
Man.
Wow.
That, before half, that was the only saving grace we had.
Yeah. Holy shit, folks.
Look at this. This is bad.
Oh.
Right? Maybe the sun's really bright or something.
Oh, that is just.
You know. So was that off a punt?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like there's no pressure on kickoffs anymore because they don't let
new
them run.
rules.
Yeah, so I feel like maybe people get less reps of catching it while a dude is running right at you. Because punts are a real life or death, whether or not he gets the fair catch hand.
Oh, yeah.
up. Yeah.
Dude, that's the crazy thing.
Oh,
It's
they're
like-
going for 2.
Oh, good choice.
Why does it say 0 still?
Because they don't respect us. CBS, get your shit together.
See, when we start broadcasting the NFL on C900, when we take this from CBS,
Why do you think they're going for 2 here?
Because they're down by so much. But I was thinking
they're called short.
Oh, they're saying he didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah, that must be what
Oh,
it is.
what?
Why?
I thought he scored a touchdown, man. Wow, I'm surprised he got his hands back on that.
How did he not score a touchdown?
Yeah, what
His-
was it?
Why are they not talking about that part
His
at all?
knee on this one though, his knees are in the line. He
Yeah,
doesn't
but
have full control.
No, but why didn't he score on the bend over backwards, flip over play?
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand that.
Uh-oh. LaFleur is... Oh, he's angry. His goatee is flaring.
LaFleur.
Oh, he's getting out there.
Why was it not a touchdown at the beginning?
you old fuck. What do you think of my new this is a scoring rule I'm going to pitch to the NFL. On kickoffs, you have the option to try to kick it through the field goal and you get 1 point.
Yeah, I think that's sick.
And
I would
but
like
if you
to- yeah.
miss, you know, you have to start. The other team gets to start on like the 35 or something.
Yeah,
But you have to call it beforehand.
I like that.
you know.
Yeah, it would
And
kind
so
of,
it's like, all right,
yeah,
Yeah. Do you go for the point or do
Yeah.
you just do the regular kickoff and try to give them shitty?
and it would sort of reward the fact that there's really no difference between drilling a kick to the back of the end zone and having it
Exactly,
land
yeah,
on the 3 and
yeah.
bounce. Yeah, that'd be
If
kinda
anything,
fun.
it's just more fun to
That's
watch.
kind of fun.
you know?
I like that.
Well, this new thing is trying to make less kick it out the back because now you get it at the 35 instead of the 20
Oh, really?
or
If
the
you-
30.
Really? If you kneel? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I keep
if you
doing
kneel.
that. Why am I doing that?
So
Oh,
they
you're
tried to like. So now a lot of people are like bouncing it or squibbing it, so that like
love
they
a
have to
squib.
return it.
Ooh.
They really can't figure out what to do with kickoffs.
You know, they're just like between punts and kickoffs. They're like that's 90% of CTE. We gotta like.
Oh, that's true.
Oh.
So-
Oh, he was mad because he tried to call a timeout.
They have like those plays have the highest concussion rates.
Yeah, I mean everybody. Yeah, that's how my brother got lit up in high school.
That's like
Yeah,
Brooke was
getting-
talking about.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, I got a couple concussions. They're all like punt returns.
Oh
Like,
yeah, man. People get a lot of momentum.
I know, yeah, dude.
you give a guy a long time to run at you.
Oh, dude, that's why I didn't play football, but I know the physics there. Okay, a man twice my mass running 50 yards.
And you know, it's the type of guy who's headed to community college. He's got thick neck. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
And that guy, well, I'll give you a concussion.
It's the kind of guy that he's angry at a lot of other people in his life. Okay, not me, but he doesn't know that.
He's
right
having
now.
a real water boy situation.
Yeah.
He's picturing multiple different heads on your
Yeah.
body.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
red to him.
Okay, that's interesting. They're changing the rules. I'm still confused why they're spending so much time instant replaying this
Okay.
coach and not the play where the guy didn't score.
So I just heard them saying basically he's okay. If it's inside 2 minutes, then you can't challenge, right? They have to review it.
why did they get backed up?
Unsportsmanlike.
This really
conduct.
thing has been a
yeah.
disaster for you guys. I thought you scored right
know.
on that. I thought you scored 6 points. Wow, nice catch.
There it is,
That's
Jaden Reed.
That's a
Wow,
good
that was
catch.
great.
He is our best player.
That was
Yeah.
a great play.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah. At least we got that, dude. If we didn't get a touchdown there, so help me God. Okay, so what he was complaining about there is he was trying to take a timeout because they have to review it, but the clock was going. So they needed to stop the clock and they needed to review it, and the referee wasn't paying attention. So they had, Jordan Love made the decision to go ahead and snap it because it was on the one and just try to punch it in.
So it kind of could have been a touchdown, just they never reviewed it.
Right.
Oh, damn.
And
All right.
it is cause for like, that is bad on the ref.
Yeah.
It's like there are times in a football game where people always call a timeout, and it's like that's one of them. So you should like expect.
Yeah.
Also, I don't understand why they marked it short, and I hope they get to that. And we'll turn up the volume and hear the people CBS pays.
Who wants to listen to those guys? You guys want to hear about college drug dealers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You want to hear about? Yeah. Man, seriously, dude.
I
that
gave you
is
life
one of
and
the
you
best
chose
stories.
death.
That is awesome.
I sent you his profile.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, that guy's a legend.
Well, there was another rapper who I don't mind talking about in Madison that was like kind of hung around in the comedy scene. His name was Ox.
Okay.
And he always acted. Okay. Let me describe
Get
Ox.
his ass.
Okay, Ox is like a big like
Like the aux cord.
no,
Or
like
like-
OX.
Okay.
He's a big boy.
I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Big boy, white guy, kind of.
Oh my goodness.
2 in a row.
We're greasing the balls, baby.
He had like a really big laugh, and he would come to stuff, and it just like almost a laugh that was kind of a problem. And he had like these gold glasses, and he would always wear like a chain. The glasses had like a.
Yikes.
It was like the grandma. It's like, you know how grandmas have the dangly chain. It was like that, but a Cuban link.
That's really funny.
Like, so he had a style I wasn't really familiar with, you know, but like it was interesting for sure. And he was just always around and whatever. And he loved coming to Argus open mic. And so anyway, he was going to have his first big show upstairs at Argus. He was so excited. He just put out an EP and he was like going to debut it. And so he wanted me, Brooke, and Rory to open with comedy.
That is awesome.
And so we were like, for sure. And I had another show, and I wasn't prioritizing Ox's show, honestly. But I was like, if I'm back,
Damn.
I'll definitely do it. And so I show up, and Brooke and Rory have already gone. I showed up late. I expected Ox to be on already. And then they're like, guys, oh, you got to go up. You got to like, and you got to stretch, man. Like,
You gotta go long.
I was like, what? I was like,
He's still writing the song.
no, they're like, Ox is nervous.
That's awesome.
Ox had stage fright. dude.
That's awesome.
And Ox was in the green room, and he had all these people around him like, Ox, you're the fucking man. Ox, you got like, Ox. And he's like, I can't do it.
Oh my god.
They're like, Ox, you gotta do it, man.
But
Come
also
on."
the green room at the Argus.
It's like,
So it's like, is he in the kitchen?
Oh, that's fun.
no, so it's like back by those bathrooms where it's just in that
Upstairs.
hallway upstairs.
Oh.
It's just that hallway where the
That's-
bathrooms are, kind of back where those corporate doors are.
That's very funny.
And they're like, Ox. It was so funny, man. And long story short, Ox did get up. And he did do well. He's actually not a bad rapper.
That's
I will give it to
awesome.
him. He's kind of a weird hang, but like
That's awesome.
he's not a bad rapper, honestly. But it was just so funny, man, because he was so confident. He was always like, my shit's the best, blah, blah, blah. He had like the total rapper energy of like, yeah. And then he got stage fright. He was nervous.
So it's time to let that ollie oxen free.
That's right, man. And yeah, I think he had a gold tooth. I'll have to
I
ask
tell you,
Brooke more about him.
Some,
He's nervous.
some rappers from St. Paul came to visit me, and we went to the studio. And I tell you this, I brought Klinger to the studio. It's so funny, dude. He was like, yeah, these two guys I knew from St. Paul were, I don't know if they're in town for a show or something, but they're like, yeah, we got the studio from 12 to 5 if you want to come hang out. And I said something about it, and Klinger's like, let me come. He came. It was great, man. He just showed up wearing that chain.
Oh no.
That was awesome. No, he was so funny about it, dude. We were like, this might be the funniest thing I've heard in a month or something. But so at some point, like these guys are,
When was this?
it's probably a month ago, right before he had his kid. And,
Okay.
We're in this studio. One of the guys he's chopping up this YouTube clip of a flute solo from Turkmenistan, and they're gonna rap over it. And so they're like
I love that.
sampling it, and like, you know, somewhere like in the back, like kind of whatever. And it kind of feels like we're getting in their way creatively. We've just been like fucking around and joking. And Klinger's like so perfect in these situations because he's the perfect amount of straight faced. Like he is not going to acknowledge that what's going on is ridiculous. He's going to try to blend in. So at one point, like someone's cutting up the flute sample and Klinger's
What are those wood flutes, man?
Yeah, exactly. Klinger's like, yo, this shit sounds raw. Like he's like fully bought in. And I'm like, all right, this is perfect. We're both like kind of being serious about it. And then, but it feels like we're getting in their way. So Klinger's like, all right, let's go grab some Gatorades or water or something. And we go out and we're walking and Klinger goes, he's like, man, we should help these guys set up shows in Chicago. He's like, we should set up shows. We're kind of getting them Gatorades and snacks. He goes, I feel like their manager right now. And then without missing a beat, he goes, we should sign them to a predatory record deal. It's like, we should give them one of those deals where we like own the clothes on their back. Like a bad Motown deal.
Yeah.
Or like a SoundCloud rapper was making me laugh so hard.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
That's Klinger's job now.
Yeah.
You're saying you don't know what Klinger does?
Yeah.
He has. That's been his
Just
game plan.
without missing a beat, we should sign them to a predatory record
Klinger is the new Scooter Braun.
deal. Yeah. I thought that was awesome.
Dude, I feel like there are endless amount of Klinger stories, you know, like just so many. Like, I mean, this is a one sentence story, but we went to see Killers of the Flower Moon, and he brought a full Jersey Mike sub and ate that in the theater.
I mean, that's smart because that's a long movie.
It was long, yeah.
Yeah, he might be one of the funniest in-person people I've met. Yeah, like, and also just like always on in terms of he can talk forever.
Yeah,
and
dude.
he will get to something. What?
Yeah.
His like life philosophies are so funny to me, man. One time he he was like talking about comedy. And he was like, man, comedy's just about hitting. He's like, you know how the rats in the lab, when they want the treat, they hit like the sugar water? He's like, that's what comedy is, man. You find that button, you keep hitting that button until no more water comes out. I think about that all the time. That's how he views comedy. So you find that button, you just keep hitting that button, man.
Next time I laugh around Klinger, I'm gonna watch his eyes go.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah, man. Like, oh, dude, we're just I just can't. It's one of the simplest things. I keep doing in my head Klinger voice, but dad stuff, because that's happening, you know. Just like talking to a baby, like, yeah. So it's like apples, but it's mushed up, and it's like squished liquid apples. You're gonna love it. It rips. And honestly, I think he'll be I think he, like, here's the thing. Klinger is fun to be around because you know when you have Klinger's full attention. He will like directly, you know, which is a good quality. And I feel like he will talk to a baby like that baby is his manager.
Yeah,
you know,
he'll
like
be locked in.
he will use full sentences with his baby from day one.
Yeah, he's gonna be really
That's
funny
good.
with that, man.
And it's gonna fuel his stand up. I feel like he's gonna be a dad comedian quickly.
Yeah, he'll do great.
Again, Charlie and Charlie, Klinger,
Oh yeah, Charlie
and
Yeah,
Mark Reisner.
Mark Reisner as a kid?
Yeah, and
I guess that's not too shocking.
we're all, but they like just had one.
Okay.
So they all had their kids around the same time, and they're all in the same group chat with me and some other Madison people, and so it really is turning into a dad talk, you know. But Charlie, of course, is bringing it up and everything, and just thinking of the rest of our future. We all get to enjoy. At some point, we will see Klinger and Charlie interact on dad styles, and I can't think of two polar opposites, you know, in the sense of Klinger will be like that, and then Charlie will be like, well, yeah, but I mean, the kid is, but then also Charlie's weird as fuck too, so then he'll pull out some weird thing that he's doing.
Yeah, because
It's just gonna be great.
Charlie famously is not vaccinated his son, as we
really?
all know.
I don't know.
I just said that.
You're alone on this riff, buddy.
I've met him maybe for 3 seconds during Madison Comedy Week, so I was like, no.
No,
really.
you got the vibe.
I would have
on
bought
him.
it. Yeah.
You got the vibe.
Charlie, I think Charlie is going to be first of all, Charlie is Hank Hill.
Yeah.
And so his son is Bobby.
like
That's just
that,
how that'll
yeah.
be. You know, that's definitely how that'll shake out. And that's a beautiful dynamic. We love that. But Charlie, to me, has always been a dad. He is our fantasy football manager. He was the coach of our softball team. He's always in charge of, you know, like the things my dad would like. Charlie heads them up, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and his son. Well, I won't say his son's name. A lot of people don't want to do that, but.
Wait, why would you say this?
Well, a lot of people don't want their
It's a
baby
slur.
names. Yeah, yeah. Elliot, could you say Charlie's?
The different the lines of what people are willing to say or not say on a podcast are really funny.
I know, yeah.
You know, you can really reveal some crazy stuff, and people be like, "Well, I can't say his kid his kid's name is Jason, but no one wants
Yeah.
to say that." It's like,
No, but I've seen him jerk off. Yeah, I watched. Yeah, no, I like. Well, I just became an uncle, so I'm in the baby sphere now.
yeah,
And my sister isn't like posting the baby and stuff, and I support that decision.
yeah.
So.
I can see that. I don't know if I would be posting a kid. I guess I'll have to ask Klinger about for advice and stuff.
Klinger is definitely posting,
Yeah.
I think. And I'm also not shaming that because
Klinger posted
I
a
get that.
Polaroid of his baby.
Yeah, but he's so good at photography. It was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is pretty good. Actually.
He is really good at it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you take as many breaks as you want.
Oh yeah,
dude.
yeah. You can bring the mic.
Oh, what are we gonna talk about?
Thank
Thank you, dude. We'll give you the full rundown after this Packers comeback. We gotta kick him out of here, dude. The
Yeah,
Packers
dude,
are
he's-
not doing well.
This is
Shameful.
this was your idea.
I know. Maybe we got to rethink bringing enemy fans.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They're making Gladiator 2.
What?
That was
same cast?
hilarious.
Like, are they bringing back anybody?
I don't know.
Does
But the fact that this is an NFL stream, so they don't show ads, and that was a little slip up.
Yeah.
All we saw was him about to chop off a guy's head with two swords, and then it just said Gladiator 2, November 22nd. That's honestly the best way to. You don't need to really show more.
Wait, when is it coming out?
November 22nd.
Dude, let's go see that at Regal.
Fucking
And we'll live
Joker
stream up
2
there.
comes out October 4th.
Ooh.
Lady Gaga. She's
Lady
in that
Gaga's
one.
in it?
Yeah, she's Harley Quinn.
Whoa. Wow.
She's the Harley to Joaquin's Joker.
she- That's fun. I could never imagine them kissing.
Well, I'm sure you're going to see it. You don't need to imagine it because they're going to show you. They're going to say, "We got this. We know what we're doing."
Hachi Chachi Madness.
Ooh.
No, I didn't. That was a slip up.
Whoa.
Hachi Chachi Madness.
No,
though.
Hachi Chachi Madness does set in.
Yes.
It does. It's sort of like
It's latent Hachi Chachi gold.
it's what you get. It's sort of like how I'm now realizing the only time I've heard of this is in an Olsen Twins movie from when they were children.
Hachi Chachi?
No.
Oh.
They find fool's gold
Okay.
and they all start laughing uncontrollably. And they say like, "Oh, that's a reaction of like fool's gold or some shit." And I'm realizing now my brain tucked that away and was like, "That's a real fucking thing."
Yes.
So Hachi Chachi Madness is what sets in when there's too much Hachi Chachi gold.
Right. Right.
When you're surrounded and you just kind of lose it for a
You
little
get
bit.
stuck.
Yeah, you go a little, you know?
Yeah. And we like to drive our audience to the brink of madness.
Oh,
We're edging
bring
constantly.
it on.
Oh, what a face
Who is
on
this?
that guy.
Trent Green?
Yeah. What do you? I like his face. What do you think?
No.
No. Look at his.
No.
He's got a good jawline.
He kind of looks like Nate Craig.
He looks a lot like Nate Craig.
But like, I don't like his face.
I don't know anything about
It's
Nate
being
Craig.
pulled down.
Why is he famous?
Nate Craig?
Yeah.
He's a comedian.
But has he been on anything, or is he just a comic?
I think he's done a late night set.
Yes.
I think we're out of sparkling waters.
We got filtered water. We also got iced coffee in the fridge.
Oh, you wild.
Oh yeah, dude. It's kind of flavored. But yeah. We'll have to do a Costco's.
Jess, once the EBC's back up. On Friday, actually, the 4th.
On the first show day. Yeah, I mean, I could be talked into that.
That's the basketball guy.
At Oz Park.
I love Oz Park.
Be there,
It's
be
my
square.
favorite park. Okay, I'll do it. Are you guys just like going to like get pickup games, or is like a bigger group coming?
Kind of like just 2-on-2.
Oh, okay.
Like, 2-on-2 or 3-on-3 or something like that. Would be nice.
Word.
You gonna come to Crushes tonight?
I would.
Abraham's on it,
Oh, then I will.
so I was gonna film. Yeah. I think it's Christy's last Crushes
It
for
is,
a while.
yeah.
What is she doing?
I don't know.
Yeah, what
Maybe
was the
moving?
story with that? I feel like
Everyone's
she's not-
surprised moving to New York.
I know. I kind of thought McShane would be over here and I could talk to him a bit.
Try to talk him out of it.
Yeah.
Talk him down.
Yeah.
don't need to
man.
do it,
What-
son.
Did he say anything to you about it?
Yeah, he gave us some stuff, and like I mean, his girlfriend is getting a job,
Mm-hmm.
and you know,
Just seems like a good opportunity.
yeah. I mean, John and Sam and Shankland all just moved there, and like,
Yeah.
but they're all fools because Chicago's about to pop off. You see, and here's the other thing. This is what Humboldt Jungle was late to do. Okay, they started live streaming, then that brought attention.
Yeah.
And I know it was kind of like an Instagram post that was kind of a catalyst or whatever. But the live streaming is big, okay? So that's why we're going to live stream everything, but it doesn't stay up.
Woo! Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it does feel like your life goes on and you kind of get divided into these factions and you have to choose whether you're going to be in the move to New York or stay here faction.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, like, I used to see Shanklin all the time. Now I never see him. And I'll probably just see him, like, a few more times in my life. You know, once somebody moves, it's like, you know.
I mean, that's not wrong,
Like,
you know?
I spent a lot of time talking to that guy, and now I'll probably never do that again. Like, it's going to be a finite number of times.
Until he moves back, you see.
Yeah.
They all move back.
But even then, things will be different.
Yeah. It's rough, man. I like, look, it took me so much courage to move to goddamn Chicago,
Serious.
you know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That was a big jump for me.
And it's like,
Yeah.
honestly, to me, I like, I don't know. I think the idea of going to New York is no one goes to New York to have a big YouTube channel or become a self-made kind of comedian, or at least in my opinion, it doesn't seem that way. It's like you want to go to New York and get on SNL or get in at like clubs of note and stuff. And
That sounds good. That's.
yeah, and those are great things.
Oh, is that what everybody's doing over there? Because I feel like they're posting front-facing videos, and I'm not seeing a lot of people.
Well,
right now.
that's the path, dude. Don't you know?
They put 3 people on SNL, and 250 start posting front-facing
Yeah.
videos.
Before Jeff got passed at the cellar, he did 700 My Face Win videos. You know? Okay, he put in the fucking time, you know?
Yeah, didn't he get rejected the first time or something crazy?
Right,
Like that?
I
It's
don't-
Like he
I
got
mean,
rejected and moved back here, and then.
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
thing.
yeah.
Jeff moved to New York, moved back to Chicago, moved back to
Which
New York.
does, show you that you can just sort of keep at it, but that does not feel typical.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I just feel like in the modern day, no one has like any comedian that I mean, Just for Laughs went under, you know, like it's like kind of the benchmarks of what you wanted in stand up.
Yeah, totally gone.
Just for Laughs is gone. Late Night's pretty much dead. I mean,
Yeah.
of course we'd love to do it.
Conan's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean by that, where it feels like there used to be these in between steps. It's pretty hard to write for The Onion now. I mean, there's like these things that are way less achievable. Yeah, JFL doesn't exist. You're right. There's way more sort of a nebulous definition of what it means to do comedy,
Yeah.
and that includes watching the NFL.
Yeah. Exactly. But we exist in an entire entertainment realm, okay? So
Yeah, actually, really, the setup is awesome. It's really nice.
I thank you, dude.
Yeah.
I have a hard time with compliments.
But now that you're not really employed, or you're working like 3 fake jobs, I feel like things could really blow up for you with stand up.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I have definitely. So it's been like a year since I worked like a tech job, and I have written so much more in the last year.
Yeah, 100%, man.
But it just beyond that, I've drawn a lot more. I've read a lot
Yeah.
more. I don't know, just the things I like. I feel like
I think about that a lot, dude. You could just do so many incredible things with your time if you had no job. That's a sort of a silly statement, but like, man, it gets in the way of anything like creative.
Yes.
And even just reading, like even just the stuff that you want to read. I probably read 20% of what I would like to have read because I am in an office so much. It's such a time constraint.
Yeah. It's a big reason why I mean, it's maybe the top reason why I took a job at a bowling alley is because I could draw and read the whole time. And it's awesome, man. I do a lot of that.
That's really funny. That rocks. Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like when I worked at the union in college.
Yes. Yeah.
But like my job, I always felt this like pressure. I always felt like I couldn't be as public facing with my stand up, and I didn't post online a lot because I was always afraid I would get fired for my stand up.
Dude.
And
yeah.
I am free of that.
I had so I just mentioned it. I mean, I've worked at the same place now for 5 years, and I've never been I haven't been really advertising the fact that I do stand up, but I also haven't lied about it. So slowly everyone's found out. And then offhandedly on Tuesday, I mentioned to my boss, I said just something about I'm going to clock in at the Laugh Factory later. And then he went. I didn't know he was going to go. And then him and this other guy who's like pretty high up went. And I had no knowledge of them being there until I get this text. It's like, oh, you were great or whatever. And I was like, man, at least these guys are cool about it. But boy, I feel like it's easy for me to see this technicality like getting back to HR in a way that's like not good. I don't think I say anything bad on stage, but did he pick that off? No. But yeah, man, I can see where you'd be paranoid about that.
Yeah. And I was going to say too, your brand of humor is palatable for.
That's right.
You know,
that's right. I'm a corporate friendly comedian.
Yeah. I didn't want to call it. You don't have corporate comedy. You definitely don't have it.
Don't.
But you.
I say a lot of crazy stuff. I think it's just kind of couched in like a little bit calmer.
Exactly.
Observations.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like you.
But it is crazy stuff. You are saying a certain type are not people to you.
No, I have.
But,
I think I say some. There's a couple jokes. I think I say some kind of outlandish statements.
I mean, you cover topics that I could see being divisive, but
yeah, yeah. I'm talking about like,
holy shit, that was amazing.
Yeah. but I do think that for the most part, it's defense. I would stand in for my boss and be like, yeah, I stand by that.
Yeah,
play that again. But
totally.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was just starting to get over that.
Yeah.
And then
you think Tech would have hated your group soup joke? Come on. You can post. I mean, sometimes I think people are a little overly paranoid.
Yeah, that's true. And like oftentimes I would be like, oh, I can't post that one. It's like sexual, and people will be like, it's not really sexual. It's like you talk about sex or whatever.
Yeah.
But, and like I was the same way. So I would slowly kind of sprinkle in to like mention or like My first job, I had college friends that worked there, so they kind of
Right.
like
That's
knew.
easy. Yeah.
And a lot of other comedians work there. Mark Reisner still works there.
Yep.
Mark Reisner worked one building over from me, and he didn't want to have lunch with me very often. He wouldn't sit with me at my table.
Nice.
I'd eat lunch alone in my office, but that was common there. A lot of people will do that. So
No, like everybody there like doesn't talk to each other.
yeah,
and,
no,
like,
it was kind of like a bit we all did. Is we would eat sandwiches on our keyboards.
we all don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Everyone in the office had that in common. We all didn't talk
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, everyone
Oh,
there,
my
and I mean
goodness.
everyone there hit me. You know, it's just kind of how it went. Yeah. Oh, dude. And I was in one of the Harry Potter themed buildings. I hate Harry Potter.
What do you mean by theme building?
They have themed buildings at Epic.
Like
They have an
what does
entire
that mean?
campus, and every building has a different theme. So for example, there's a Wizard of Oz building.
Oh.
There's a Harry Potter building. There's like several space buildings.
Mhm.
There's a farm campus, and so there's like a barn building. and,
Really?
like,
They make
yes.
everyone eat out of trough.
So they have way more money than they know what to do with.
Oh,
over there.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude! Judy's worth $4.2 billion.
Wow. I didn't know that. I kind of just thought it was I don't know what I thought Epic was.
Honestly, I didn't know that much before I worked there.
I definitely knew it had this reputation of sort of upscale work for UW's computer science and math grads, but I didn't really know. Yeah.
They had amazing food. I will never discount how awesome that was.
Yeah.
That was really great at cost. So that was awesome. But the theme buildings were stupid because they were just like wrapping paper on the outside, and then you go in and it's like prison cells. It's like 100, and they're like everyone gets their own office. So what they mean is everybody gets their own stall in this ominous long hallway. Like,
What a pick.
at the 1 yard line.
Let's
Dude, what
go.
a pick.
Oh my God! It's Xavier McKinney. So this guy's a rookie,
Yeah.
and he's had a pick in every game. The first 3 games. Now that's 4 games in a row.
That's sick.
He's got to be like the only rookie to ever do that.
Yeah, that's sick.
Oh, he's
Man,
amazing.
picks are probably that's so sick.
It is.
Yeah, picks are probably the best play.
Ooh, he was bobbling a bit, but we're gonna call
No, that's good. That's a pick.
it. Yeah, man.
See, that's the same. I mean, that's the second pick he's thrown. Like, just Jefferson bailed him out on the first one.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
he just did. He thought it was fine. He was like, "Oh, it's another tight one." Just throws a pick. Yeah.
That was just unrepairable.
Yeah. Oh, I get what you're saying. I do think it's funny when offices they go to great lengths to like look nicer, but then when you actually think about it, we have a open space floor plan, but what it is it's just worse versions of cubicles. Like the walls are not high enough for any privacy, but like it's just high enough that you have to do this if you want to talk to. I mean, it's just a really bad situation. Even though they're trying to make it look very comfortable, it's like, oh, this is like IKEA furniture of offices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's no good way to do it. Office settings are like, oh man, I don't know. I used to work for Grubhub.
Yeah, now that you're in a bowling alley kind of setting,
Oh, it's awesome.
it's a lot.
Dude,
better.
I love the people, dude. And like, I don't even mind saying this. This is the other thing too. People get fired from that bowling
You're
alley.
like the Goodwill Hunting of the bowling alley. You're like some math genius.
No, dude.
It's like fucking
I just found out.
reading behind the desk of a bowling alley.
I just found out that my boss used to work in finance.
Oh,
My
it's
manager.
funny, man.
But that's atypical probably there. But dude, the people there, it's such a like, I love the people there. The community is awesome. And even the people that I wouldn't consider like close friends are characters, you know?
Yeah, man, that's really funny.
And bowling itself, bowling league, like learning bowling jargon has been great.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't gotten good at bowling, but it's reignited my love for darts. And that's the beautiful thing.
No, that's cool.
I got my own darts.
Yeah, in here somewhere, in the back.
Oh, you want to see them? Oh, what? Those old things? I'll bring them out. I just ordered a dartboard.
Yeah,
Like a good one.
yeah.
And you know they're gonna get sick of.
We're gonna fucking hustle. You ever been to a dart bar?
I've done open mic at Monsignor Murphy's.
I don't know what that is.
That's like a dart bar somewhere
Oh,
on
okay.
Clark, like far, Lakeview area.
Have you ever heard of that one?
That's probably the only dart bar. It's like Monsignor Murphy's. That's the only dart bar I've been to.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
some guys in my league play there. That's some of their home bars.
Guys, home bars. Oh wow, man!
Yeah, these are red dragon Pegasus barrels, but these but then the flyers and the shafts are Q-Sol injected.
Now, what does that mean?
Darts are never meant to be played
So
with this
they're-
level of
they're not,
precision.
they're made with injection molding, and then they have like this clear resin part in there, so it's like two materials.
I see.
You ever think about this? Like things like darts or surfing, they started out as people in a bar would just be like having a couple beers and throwing like pencils at the wall, or like surfing. It's just people hanging out on the beach, and then they become these high stakes, intense competitions. Like, you guys are doing this all wrong.
Bro,
The guys who invented darts were just doing this. They're not.
Oh, dude. I mean, that's true for every sport. Do you think James Naismith thought it would get to this? Dude?
Yeah, right.
If James Naismith saw Meta World Peace punch a man in the face,
Yeah. He's like,
he
yeah.
wouldn't understand that.
He meant this to be a calisthenics class at Harvard. He never knew we would blow it up like this. But yeah, that's why it's funny to me when people like any of those Netflix documentaries where a rock climber will face death, and it's like this is supposed to be done by like California beach bums just chilling, climbing some rocks.
Right.
And that's how I feel about darts, dude. You guys are taking it too far.
Dude, no. Look, it's already been taken much further, okay? We went down some YouTube rabbit holes the last 2 nights. Luke the Nuke Littler.
The boy
Really
He is
the
good
man
dart
child
player.
he is 17 years old.
looks about 45.
Not
Not exaggerating.
It's crazy, dude. He literally looks like a middle-aged man. Like it's like dart players have this natural form. Like dart players seriously do have like a absolute stereotypical body. So consistently, the best ones.
He's 17.
He's 17 years old. He's dating
He
a
just
21-year-old.
turned 17.
He looks-
22-year-old probably now.
Yeah, he absolutely looks like he's in his early 30s. That's really funny.
It blew my mind. To
And
find
you
out
want to
he was
know the
dating-
condition that he has to make him look like that?
What's that?
British.
Oh, you South London.
It's great, man.
Yeah, Luke the Nuke.
He's a good dart player.
What?
That's really
He's
funny,
telling
man.
you. He could be telling you about his how he's nervous to take the SATs right there, instead of
He's really good.
how
at
his
darts.
kids are about to take the SATs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is very good though.
Yeah, he's Have people been chatting?
People. No way, right?
No.
No way.
People, my boy Matt usually does.
I'm not exactly a draw.
I thought I was I mean, neither are we. But this is pretty par for the course. Usually we get Dan or
I should do this just as a way to watch the game since I don't get
yeah, dude.
NFL channels. But then I still got to watch it's still the Packers.
Well, sometimes we do other games. Like sometimes we stay on for the afternoon games.
That's really funny.
Just
Do
have
you
a
guys
feeling.
want to play at 4:30? I can give you a ride.
Yeah, I'd be down. If this Packers game, I mean, either way, this Packers game, it's exhausting to watch them get beat down like this, humiliated.
I thought it was refreshing. It seems like a good game for the Vikes. That's my analysis. Do you guys watch basketball?
Yeah,
I feel like the bigger Minnesota news is we traded Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo from the Knicks.
Ooh, Dante, former Buck.
Is he from Milwaukee? No. He played at Villanova. I don't know where he's from.
Dragovich played college basketball with Pat Connaughton.
Yeah,
For the Bucks.
Notre Dame. Yeah, I could see that.
I like DiVincenzo. I don't know how. Like, I'm having buyer's remorse with Dame Lillard.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like we should have kept Drew Holiday.
I liked Holiday. Yeah. Holiday's cool.
He's fucking awesome. He's great. We had this, like, since we got Giannis, we had, like, trouble at point guard. Like, Malcolm Brogdon, we got him. He was supposed to be our saving grace. And then he, like, he coughed up some last possessions in the playoffs and, like, was not clutch at all. And then we got Drew Holiday, and he was.
Yeah. Yeah, Holiday is a sneaky good one-on-one clutch moments player.
Makes things happen.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, boys, just a couple more picks and fumbled punts in
I
that.
feel like there's been about 4 picks in this game.
I think you're right. And the Packers haven't done much with it. Jordan Love had that tip. I mean, there's been a lot of tip picks, not
Mm-hmm.
Sam damn Darnold.
Put Willis back in.
Maybe. Malik Willis was flinging. And we don't have Jair Alexander, who's arguably our best defender.
Okay.
And, I guess he would normally cover Justin Jefferson. Nice. Who was that? A bulldog. Did you play football?
In high school. Yeah.
What were you, like a tight end?
Wide receiver, yeah.
Nice, dude.
Dude, I dreaded it. I mean, I just didn't like getting hit, and
Of course.
it's just like, man, you're just trying to catch passes, and some guy's trying to take your head off.
Yeah, that's.
I was so happy to be done with high school football.
My high school was too small.
Woo! Too small means you play for sure, right? Or do you have to combine with another school or something?
You would have to combine, but we just didn't have a football team.
Yeah, where are you from? You like Southern Illinois?
Yeah. My graduating
It's really
class was
small. Yeah,
42 people.
that's pretty small. Yeah.
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 So I played golf instead.
Yeah.
And now I'm a good golfer, which is, like, nice.
Probably more relevant to adult life than being a good whatever. No one's ever like,
Guy
"Hey,
that can
man,
take a hit.
Yeah, we should go out and play football this weekend.
It's fun to throw it around, but
Oh, I mean, I
Yeah.
loved playground. That's the height. No one. I mean, 7th grade playground football is the height of football.
totally.
It's never getting better than that.
Come on.
Because the moment that organized football like really starts, yeah, it's like getting yelled at for not knowing the schemes. Some guy trying to take your head off when you're running a slant. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's a lot of waiting around in the cold.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, sports are interesting like that. It does, I don't know, middle school or something. Like, I guess at some point a coach just decides it's time to yell at them. Because
Yeah.
for me, like our 5th and 6th grade basketball coach, we were
Yeah.
kids. And then in 7th grade, we were men. And,
Yeah. Man,
and-
they're so intense.
yeah.
High school coaches are so intense. I mean, I loved basketball, but
Not all, I mean, my head coach my varsity coach, he was a very calm and collected guy who was stern, but not like he'd never really raised his voice. But every other basketball coach I had, my middle school basketball coach threw his phone against the locker.
Yeah, man.
Like shit like
dude,
that.
it was like my 6th grade traveling basketball coach like broke a clipboard. Can you imagine you're that mad
I
about
know.
12-year-olds? You snap a clipboard?
I have reflected on that.
I mean, what the hell was going on? Yeah, he's like doing what Bobby Knight does, and
Exactly.
the stakes are a Saturday morning Super Saver tournament in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and he's like, snapping clipboards and getting technical foul. Like
Dude.
he's swearing at the ref.
For real, dude.
The ref is like a 24-year-old and he's like losing his mind.
Right, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so intense.
just being at the fucking sportsplex and a dad is like about to wind up and hit someone.
Yeah.
And it's like, God damn, dude. My middle school coaches are probably the most intense basketball coaches.
My high school coach was a real hothead. Like, yeah, would routinely scream and yeah, man, it's crazy how much. Yeah,
Yeah. It's like, and you know, I think it's like, and I don't know what your dad's like, but my dad was like, that's a big part of growing up, you know. And I just
Yeah,
was like,
man.
yeah, that's what I was like. Maybe someday I'll yell like,
it is funny that
There's a whole King of the Hill episode about this.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh we gotta watch that.
yeah, people are just like, that's how coaches are, man. We can't do anything about that. It's just leadership.
Yeah. Well,
It's like-
if you don't yell at them, they don't learn, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, also my middle school coach, I wasn't. This was, I think, a year or two after he was my coach, but he chipped his tooth like yelling somehow at halftime, and you know, I knew people that were on the team at that time, and were like, they're like, yeah, he was just like, he's like, see that? I chipped my fucking tooth. It was like,
Those guys want to win so much more than any of the kids do.
I know.
It's so insane.
and also, Wisconsin maybe isn't the same way, or Minnesota's maybe not the same way, but in Illinois, until you get to high school, it's sectioned off where like there's basically like 12 state champions.
Oh, okay.
Like they don't boil it down to one.
Mhm.
It's just like you compete for Southern Illinois.
Gotcha.
And then you're declared
Yeah.
state champs, right?
Yeah.
So like winning it is like 5 games.
Yeah.
It's not crazy, you know. And like I think when I was in middle school, we got third and we got second or something, you know. And people lose their shit, you know.
Oh yeah.
And it's like that is not an accomplishment. That's like crazy. Because also in that pool of like 30 teams or whatever was the Lutheran school in my town, which literally their class sizes were like 4 people. So their middle school team included 4th graders.
That's funny.
That's like anyway. And they made it to state one year.
Yeah.
So mainly because my friend Taylor went there and he was the best basketball player on our high school team.
Mhm.
And he was, good by that time.
Yeah.
But
I mean, but it never stops, man. We just saw that guy, the Packers coach, losing his mind over whether or not he called a timeout. I mean,
and he's one of the more relaxed ones,
yeah.
but he can still lose his shit. That's the thing, man. If I broke my phone, if I threw my phone at anything and broke it, I would take a day to reflect. It would be an event. It would be a real problem. I would journal about it. It would I'd probably call my therapist, you know? That's not an
Yeah,
acceptable behavior.
And somewhere there's an 8th grade basketball coach going, man, if we would have broke 2 clipboards,
Yes.
we would have won. And then I would have gotten through to them.
Yeah.
If I broke that second clipboard, he would have scored more. I remember we had a guy who ended up playing wide receiver at Iowa. So great hands.
Mhm.
And he misses. Someone throws him a tough pass and it goes off his fingertips. And the coach is livid, catch the fucking ball. And it's like, what do you think he's not trying?
Yeah.
This guy's we got the best hands in the state, probably. Can't catch the ball. And he's just screaming at him as if he's not trying to catch the ball.
Yeah.
And that stuff is,
Yeah, that's oh, do you not know how to
yeah.
scream sarcasm is
Oh my God.
so it's get the fuck out of my face. That's why one of my coaches I don't fuck with.
I think honestly, people would probably go to military boot camp and get verbally abused less than JV basketball.
Yeah,
is
that's
my guess.
certain yeah, dude. Basketball. Also, we would do really kind of drills that were just primal and not at all in any
Yeah,
way
they did love that
related
shit.
to basketball. You know?
Dude, they would be like go dive on the floor for something.
Oh yeah, dude. We would do this thing where like he would put like our coach would put like 5 guys in the lane, and then everybody else is lining the lane, okay, and making a wall, and then he would miss a free throw on purpose, and then there were no rules or
That's
fouls,
so funny.
and you had to get the ball.
You're doing a blood in, blood out rebounding
Literally
drill.
just fucking like the guys punching guys, like kneeing each other in the ribs and shit. He's like, "This is now wrestling." He's like, "It was like, what's the fucking point?"
That
man?
is so funny. It is hilarious that is that stuff people are still doing that, I hope, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, good. I don't want to be one of those people that gets cut off generationally. I don't want to be like back in my day. I'd like them to keep doing
Yeah.
that.
My sophomore coach that had us do that is now the varsity.
He got promoted.
He got promoted, so there's more of that.
Dude, yeah, there were so many insane drills. Although I feel like a big thing that my coach would do is he'd make us do like defensive slides and these like defensive shell drills forever, and he'd constantly talking about like discipline and shuffling your feet, and then he gets so surprised when people are like breaking shots in games. He's like, "You haven't let us touch a ball for weeks, man."
Yeah, dude.
We'd have like 10 minutes at the end of practice to shoot jumpers.
Oh yeah.
There's just a lot of talk about sacrificing for the team and not a lot of practicing hitting threes.
Oh yeah.
One time,
Not nearly enough stuff with the ball.
one time.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
I always think about this, man. One time we were driving to Duluth. We're playing some team in Duluth, and we're having a bad season. So the coach puts on, we're on the bus. He's like watching a movie on the bus or something, and the coach puts on like "Remember the Titans." And it's so funny to be sitting there being like, does coach think we're like, we're like 3-12. Like, does coach think we're bad because we're racist? It has nothing to do with like not being able to shoot or something. He's like, these kids obviously don't know how to live in harmony.
Racial turmoil.
Coach thinks we're bad because we're racist.
He goes, I haven't seen any of it, but it's got to be really bad in the locker room if we're 3-12.
I tried everything else.
Yeah.
It's like these kids have the atmosphere of a segregated school district. We could get them to overcome that. We might win a few games in the Minneapolis Tri-Metro.
Dude, that's
Did
so
you guys
funny.
win any more games?
We were fine. I mean, we had a couple good years, and
So it helped.
yeah, when I was wow,
Oh no!
I made
No catch,
yeah,
no catch.
When I was like the guy, we weren't very good. I did not lead the team to victory. We were like probably like 7-20. But the years when I didn't take as big of a role, we were better.
We actually had pretty good basketball teams, but obviously we played the smallest division. But relative to that, we were good.
We were good, man. There's some really good teams in that conference.
I got like posterized by Austin Nichols, who was ESPN's #2 high school recruit.
Yeah.
He really embarrassed me.
Yeah. It's always funny to play against. I mean, not
Good
even,
guys.
yeah, like I don't think
I played a lot better at like guys that are pros now in baseball.
okay.
Not as much basketball.
Yeah. I don't know nobody notable. I played against like Rashad Vaughn, like guys who had like a 2-year stint in the NBA. I don't think I played against any like notable star, but man, they were better than me. I mean,
Yeah, dude.
wow. Like, it's such a huge gap. It really dawns on you somewhere around 16. You're like, oh, I'm not making it.
It's
I always-
interesting.
I always heard a lot about Vander Blue.
Yeah.
In Madison.
Yeah, he would have been.
He was right around
he
my
would have been
age.
about my age. Yeah.
So
Yeah, man.
and
I
then he
mean,
went to like the G League and shit. I
Decker
think.
was a year younger against me, and I played against him, and some of those, whoever else was floating around Wisconsin and Minnesota at that time, and they were always so much better than me. Vanderbilt was sick.
I got a hit off a guy that's a pitcher in the MLB now.
That's awesome.
Trevor Richards.
That's awesome.
He the funny thing is, like, I knew a lot of guys that went on to play college baseball, and he wasn't necessarily at the top of the list, but he had kind of like a late puberty or something, you know?
Yeah.
He got a lot stronger and gained like 5 miles an hour on his fastball in college.
That's cool.
And but there was this other guy, Bryant Holtman, dickhead. He played at Florida State, and he was like the most lauded out of our area. And he was also a really good golfer, and I was the #1 golfer on my team, so I played with him. You get grouped like that, and so he called Florida's baseball coach during our match, which you're not supposed to use your phone, and just was like being like an absolute like.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, like
that's
big-timing
awesome.
everybody.
That's awesome.
And he also had an eagle putt that was like 2 feet away, and he one-handed it and misses it, and like, and he like didn't fucking care. And I was just like, I hate you, bro. I hate you. But in baseball, he hit me in the back, not on purpose, I don't think. But it was the worst pain I've ever gotten from a hit pitch. He threw like 96. It sucked.
There was this guy who's a nice guy. There's this guy, Connor Quicksell. Okay, so I think it's 7th grade, whatever the year is before you go up to 60 feet. You remember what I'm talking about?
Right.
There's a year where you're at like 45.
Right, the introduction to kid pitch.
Yeah, and whatever that year is, I don't know if it's 6th grade or whatever, but right before you go to 60, this guy, Connor Quicksell, who's a good athlete, was throwing gas from like 45 feet. Hits puberty way early. He's throwing like, I mean, it feels like 110 miles an hour. And kids would start crying because they were scared. He also had no control. That's the other fun part. Quicksell was hitting guys left and right. Like, he would probably hit one guy an inning.
Oh, yeah, dude.
and kids would literally like fake sick to not go and play him in Little League. Like, people, I remember being like mortified, like sweating so hard and being like, fuck, I have to play Connor tonight. And Connor would hit like 4 kids every game. He's actually he's a nice guy. He's a good basketball player too. No control though. He threw so hard.
That's like, I know what you're talking about with the short mound.
Yeah, and it was like right before it gave you extra time, and he was like a man.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I umpired a lot of that age.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of those kids, you know? And there's so many kids that, you know, like,
yeah.
you know, whatever. And I remember having that fear, but having that kind of yelled out of me. You know? Like,
oh, yeah.
because I was definitely such a scaredy cat. I was like, I didn't like water.
Yeah.
I was like, I had allergies and asthma, whatever.
Yeah.
So, but I like, my dad and my coaches, they would be like, you have to look at the ball.
100%. No, there's a huge like walk it off, don't flinch thing going on. Yeah, man. Yeah, just getting slammed, and they're, what would they say? They'd be like, "Don't touch it" or something. Don't rub it.
Don't rub
Remember
it.
that?
Yeah,
man.
Don't rub it.
Don't.
That was like the big thing, and it really was. You like to the,
Never,
dude.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. When I got hit by that guy in the back, I couldn't breathe. You know,
yeah.
And people are yelling, they're like
it's
"Shake it off!" Come on, man! Don't rub it. Let's go, baby. We got ice.
Don't rub it.
We got ice.
Oh, so insane.
That was like a big thing. We got ice at home. It's like we got ice if you scored. Like, that was a big thing.
That's awesome.
And it's like, bro, I don't want to play anymore. Like, I know that's not an option for me to go out, but damn, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, man.
I also got hit in the penis really bad once. And I say penis, not balls. It was really like on my penis. Because I guess I was pitching, and then I didn't wear a cup when I pitched, although you probably should. But like just the motion, it would like get in my way. Like it would jumble up.
Yeah.
Because of my huge cock and my balls.
Yeah.
And so I like got taken out pitching, but then I went to first base and I didn't have my cup, and I took a ground ball like right off the penis. And that really sucked. And there was the ball hurt, but I'm saying like my first reaction was like, there's a big tear in my penis. Like my penis has been severed. Like it really felt like it was cut open.
You thought it was
Kids are just going through.
like when you grill a sausage and it splits. You thought it was like that.
Literally that. I thought it was that, and I was also hard. That's the
Oh,
other thing.
that's right. And then you went, "Oh, my sausage dick is split."
Coach, sausage.
Coach, I'm split.
Shrek was big at the time.
Yeah.
Donkey.
I refed. I umpired for a little bit. Again, very intense parents. Getting yelled at while I'm probably in 8th grade, umping 6th graders, 5th
Yes.
graders, and they're just livid. They're so mad.
Dude, I would say 4th grade, I umped a lot. It was great money, and I did the announcements, which I loved.
That's
doing.
dope, dude. Doing announcements and stuff is always so fun.
That didn't pay as much, but it was fun, and I would get free concession food.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, the angriest parent is the father of a girl that plays 4th grade softball. That is that more of those have followed me to my car
That's really fun.
than any other.
Yeah.
Like the intensity is like beyond it's embarrassing. It's like it's not being a good father. Let's put that out there. You're a bad father.
Which of our friends do you think are gonna follow the ump to their car?
Oh, I have plenty of friends. that are gonna do
Klinger,
that.
Charlie.
You think
Yeah.
Klinger, I don't think Klinger will take it serious.
No,
well, Klinger will follow, but he'll be like pleading his case.
Oh, yeah.
Klinger will be like arguing, like, "Well, no, the thing is, man, if your foot's on the line,
Yeah.
he'll be doing that." I could see, like, yeah, it's funny to imagine like McShane getting really furious. And,
Oh God.
Oh, McShane definitely would.
yeah, who?
Uh,
yeah,
But like there are the kind of Klinger types too that would like come up to you afterwards and be like, I mean that strike zone, that
Yeah.
strike zone's just tight.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Adam won't follow the ref to his car. He will be waiting for the ref at the ref.
Yeah.
And the ref will get a ride home to avoid having to go to his
Oh,
car.
yeah. Adam will be in his garage, and then when his garage comes out. Yeah. Charlie could definitely do that. Charlie will be the coach.
yeah.
His son's stuff, he will coach that. I think that Charlie will be a good coach. I think he won't be the angry coach. And I also want to put out there that I had plenty of good coaches.
Yeah, I had one awesome AAU basketball coach.
Yeah.
Who he would like at the end of every practice we'd practice like half court shots. You call it game winner time.
Nice.
He would always tell people that on fast breaks you got to throw the alley oop even if your teammate can't dunk because it means you believe in them. And then he told us that if anyone dunks in a game and we don't get a technical foul for taunting, you're out of the game. He would like pull kids. He was really funny.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, he was sick.
Yeah, I like my Legion baseball coach was really nice. Bob, he was this old guy that like used to be a really good football player.
My AU coach had a this is like I don't know when these were popular. He had one of those Bape hoodies that you could zip through the hood, so it would cover his face.
Yeah.
And if he was mad at he was like 25, so this is like some like summer AU basketball thing. And yeah, if he was mad at the ref, he would pout by sitting on the bench and zipping the hoodie up so he couldn't see the game anymore. So he would be like unaware of what's going on because his hoodie zipped all the way up to the top. He was like 25 and he played college basketball somewhere and he's really insecure about like whether or not kids were better than him. So he kept challenging this point guard Lorenzo to play him in one-on-one like during halftime.
Dude, my 7th grade coach would do that.
He would be like $20 if you can beat me in one-on-one, and then he'd be like blocking the shit out of our point guard. That guy actually ruled. I wish he was my coach and other things.
That's
I
awesome.
had a I actually don't want to say his name, but I had a basketball coach who was later arrested for financial fraud.
Oh.
He was running like a pyramid scheme.
Oh yes. That's great.
And well, no one's watching. But his dad used to be a running back for the Packers.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really good basketball player. But good thing I ignored any texts about investing money with him.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I played baseball with a guy that's on the Globetrotters.
that's cool. I didn't know they're still doing Globetrotters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think COVID might have hurt him, but
Did you ever have those old timey? My dad had a big box of ancient cartoons from the 60s and 70s. and there's a bunch of Globetrotter themed crossover cartoons. So it'll be like the Globetrotters and Scooby Doo or something.
Yes. We had the Globetrotter Scooby Doo VHSs.
Yeah.
I loved those.
Really, really great. Yeah, those are awesome. So it's like Curly. I forget what the guys' names are, but yeah. And then it would be like Archie. It'd be like Archie comics, and the Globetrotters are in there for some reason. I feel like the Globetrotters occupied a much more prominent place in the American psyche.
Oh my God. They were like, it was a really big deal to my grandpa. Like I remember he took us when we were little kids, and like, it just he loved the Globetrotters.
Like people went nuts. And then when they played the Washington Generals, and they always lose. Yeah,
The Generals
fun,
have
man.
won like once or twice.
that's funny.
Uh,
It's like a
come on,
oh,
come on!
no, oh no.
Wow, that was really impressive.
Yeah.
He lost his hat. What happens when they win? Is it sort of like when Saudi Arabia loses in the Olympics and everybody disappears? If the Generals win, they kind of
Yeah. Oh, there's new
you
Generals.
get
in
fired.
town.
Yeah, there's new.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he threw this.
Yeah, me
It
too.
almost
But
seems like a tricky.
it almost seems like a guaranteed pick. But
Yeah, it feels like what sort of a skyball prayer.
and then even still, it had so much more of a chance than I thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll take it. Let's feed the back and get this first down. Let's focus on that. Our field goal unit is a no-go anymore from any distance. Nice!
Yes.
Good throw.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. Packers touchdown.
Dontavian Wicks. I've been saying, dude, he's the underdog of the year.
Packers have good receivers this year.
Great receivers. For once, like as Aaron Rodgers was leaving, they started drafting receivers. So like
Yeah.
Jaden Reed was a first round draft pick. Famously, Aaron Rodgers before going to the Jets.
Right. He was mainly working with Jordy Nelson and
Yeah, guys who
I
were
mean
good.
Devontae Adams.
But
right,
like
a little bit.
Devontae Adams wasn't a first round pick.
Right.
So he threw. There was a Mercedes Lewis is the only first round pick he ever threw to on the Packers.
Okay. Yeah.
And Mercedes Lewis was a flub, and he wasn't even a first round pick by the Packers. He was a first round pick by a different team that the Packers acquired. But now we have 3 receivers that were taken in the first round: Jaden Reed, Christian Watson,
And Wicks.
and Wicks. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think the Vikings keep having really sick receivers. We had like Diggs and Thielen together for a second, and now we got Jefferson and
Guys like
Yeah.
Jefferson are like changing teams' approaches where it's like people were not wide receiver focused.
yeah.
You know, we disposed of Devontae Adams in a very unceremonious way.
I feel like that was a mistake a little bit. Yeah.
Totally.
I also feel like he I clearly don't watch a lot of football. It's like the first game I've watched all year, but I felt like it only once he left the Packers did everyone realize that he maybe was one of the top talents in the league in that kind of late 2010s era.
Right.
Yeah, it took a second.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I feel like the last decade has been. That's the other thing too. Like the idea of like a quarterback wide receiver duo. That was always a thing. Like they gotta have their duo, and then
Yeah.
like now wide receivers shop around and are good on multiple teams. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I was a big because like the height of my childhood fandom was like the Chris Carter, Randy Moss years, and I was like 9 and 10. We had Moss probably up until like 07, I think, and then the Vikings were horrible for quite a while. I mean,
Yeah.
from the 2008, well, we had the Favre year, but then from like 2010 through when I was in college, I mean, they were very bad until we got like Diggs that 2017 year.
Yeah, they were kind of like them and the Lions were just so whatever.
They really struggled those early 2010s.
I
feel
and now
like-
the Lions are good. You guys are good. It's weird. The Packers should be good. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a game now. 2 scores. I'm gonna need some water. You want a cup of water, anybody?
I got some in this coffee cup.
I might grab some more coffee. Once you're back, I'm not going to leave you solo on stream.
I would
That's-
monologue. Dude, they had me and Klinger read out our jokes in the rap booth. It was awesome. Yeah, they're going to sample Klinger. He was like rapping his jokes.
Oh,
It
God.
was really good. Klinger, if you're watching this, that was a really fun day. It was
I can't
legitimate.
wait to hear
some
it.
of the most fun I've had as an adult.
Was that with Big Otis?
No, is this guy Daniel Porter, DH Porter, and Alexander Coleman? These two Minneapolis rappers. Yeah. It was really fun. I had a blast.
Damn, Klinger in the booth.
Dude, Klinger was hilarious. How can I tell who's watching this with us?
It's probably my laptop in my room.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Then I don't have to worry about what I'm gonna say. Klinger was so fucking
Oh
funny.
no, you're good.
Klinger was legit, like, so funny, man. That guy's so funny. You
Yeah.
hung out with him a lot?
Not a lot. He's younger than me, and I think kind of started shortly before I left Madison. So I
Yeah.
would only really see him when I would go back, and
Yeah.
then once they all moved down here,
Dude,
then it was like even less.
he is so funny interpersonally. He's like,
Also, I mean, he would really hang out with like Jeff and Jenna's crew,
yeah,
and
yeah, I can see that.
I was involved with them, but not to that
Yeah.
extent, you know.
Yeah, I can see that.
And that's a dang crew, I tell you what. Jenna still lives in that same apartment
Yes.
from when they first moved down here.
Yeah,
We were thinking the other day, trying to think of who all like lived there.
yeah, it's a lot, right?
It was a lot, and I remember the first time I went there, everyone was fucking like, I crashed there. Everyone was just walking around in their underwear in the morning, and it threw me so off guard.
Yeah, because who moved down first? Jenna and
It was like
Ian
Jenna,
Erickson,
Jeff, Toller,
yeah, Jeff and Toller.
Ian, I believe, was around that the same time.
It's crazy. Jenna's been there like probably a decade, right?
2014, 2015.
That's
I left
wild.
Madison 2015,
Yeah,
September 2015.
yeah.
So I would imagine it was around that same time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they tacked me on to their like going away roast. So it was around that same
That's
time.
funny.
Yeah. Maybe it was No. Would Klinger have still been in school then?
Yeah, probably.
Oh!
He's like a year younger than me.
Get that ball. Get that ball.
Wow.
There we go. Sack fumble, baby.
The Vikings are trying to throw this one away.
You got to stay in the bathroom.
No good. That's just what I needed.
Fuck yeah, bro. Byron Siren, very Gabby Douglas.
Gabby Douglas.
We didn't scorn the name of Blaine Christ in the first half. We probably should have done that.
True, yeah. First half was very Blaine Christ.
Yes. Which we denounce. Wow.
Woo!
He scooped it too. He didn't fall on it, which was risky.
Yeah.
Let's go. Go! Woo!
Definitely woke up this crowd.
This crowd is woke, Kev. Man, that's exactly what we fucking needed. Nice. Tucker Kraft. He's in!
That's very Gabby Douglas.
Tucker Kraft with the Lambeau leap. That might be his first Lambeau touchdown. Fuck yes, dude. The season of love is real. He stays in? Yes! What a beautiful reach there, Tucker Kraft.
Trying to find my picture of Blaine Christ.
Oh, yeah. Oh, interesting.
Damn, do they really not trust the kicker anymore?
I guess so, dude. I mean, he missed. Yeah. He might get fired after this game. We just
Yeah.
got to. We got to fucking find a guy.
If he doesn't get fired, he definitely is thinking he's going to after this game.
Yes.
Which might just be the wake-up call he needs.
Or he could become an absolute head case. Yeah! Back to Tucker Craft, folks.
Let's go.
It's a 6-point game. That's fucking awesome.
Where the hell is my blank Christ? There we go.
I'm gonna throw a yeet in the chat.
It's a one-score game. They got the 2.
Yeah, 6-point game.
Vikings. Yeah, I still love you guys.
Oh man,
Because it's the season of love. Jordan love.
I believe in Minnesota.
You guys still clear. You definitely have the upper hand. That fumble was.
We just love losing games like this.
Yeah.
Packers coming back down 28-0 at Lambeau is that's a good Minnesota. That's how you start the fall.
Dude.
Right now, my dad's blood pressure is through the roof. This game is causing him to probably die 6 months earlier than he should have, man. This is giving him extreme problems.
This is
It's so funny.
I've been on the other end.
It's
of
causing hair loss.
Yeah.
I know this type of thing is causing hair loss for my dad.
That. Well, maybe. I mean, you obviously tuned into a great nail biter of a Vikings Packers game.
Yeah.
You know? This is what you
It's
want.
so funny.
Don't.
I just know that's so funny. My dad is pacing around the house in St. Paul. Like literally, I know he's like walking.
just text him, be like, chill, bro, chill.
It's all good.
Take a seat.
It's so funny.
Sit
man. I think Diggs catching that crazy miracle touchdown pass actually gave him a piece. Brought him some kind of mental peace.
The Madden glitch touchdown.
Yeah, I think so, man.
My dad was a big lucky chair guy.
That's funny.
So he would switch up the seat. He would make you sit in a different spot when things were going
good.
bad.
I like that.
Yeah, big rabbit's foot superstitious guy.
That's funny.
He'd make you sit on a rabbit's foot.
He would turn down. No, he wouldn't do that. You've been watching too much Menendez boys stuff, okay? He would turn down invitations to go watch the game other places because the Packers had previously won.
Oh, that's good. I love guys
You know?
like that. Yeah.
His friends would want to watch it at a bar. He'd be like, "Well, they've won the
Yeah.
last 3 games when I was
That's
sitting
really
in this
funny.
chair."
That's
So,
really funny. I'm not gonna mess this up.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
I
My
would
team
love
needs
to,
me.
but I can't. Yeah.
I will say there's things where I'm not superstitious based, but if it's a big game, I would not go to a bar. If the Vikings were in the Super Bowl, I would watch it with my dad. I would not go to a crowded bar.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
When the Packers won the Super Bowl, we had these family friends that were really big Steelers fans, and so we thought it would be fun to watch it with them, and it was awful.
Yeah.
I couldn't celebrate. They wanted to cry. I hated that. That's why I need them to win another Super Bowl so I can have a pure experience. But yeah, watching in big groups is not always the best thing. When the Bucks won the
Come on,
NBA
come on.
Finals,
Wow.
damn, we went and watched it at the watch party in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And that was awesome.
Were you in that big pavilion, Pfizer?
Yeah.
Man, I was at the Laugh Factory. I was watching on somebody's phone.
You were clocked in.
I was clocked in a shift at the Laugh Factory. That was sick. I really wanted the Bucks to win that.
Me, Henry, Dan, I'm trying to, maybe Brooke too. We went to that playoff run, the series before that against the Hawks. We went to game 6 or something like that. That was awesome. That's the only game I've seen in Fiserv. Fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I used to go to the Bradley Center when I was at Madison. We would go to Bucks games. I've been to Pfizer once. It was good.
Did you ever go to Mallard's games when you were in Madison?
I never went, but I had friends who would get really drunk.
Bro, it was a problem for me.
You know, Charlie Kogis is the announcer for the Mallards now.
That's awesome.
I didn't know.
That's
I feel
really
like maybe
cool.
I heard that,
That's
but
really
I
cool.
forgot about that.
know that.
He has a,
But I
a
forgot.
great voice.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor made for
That's
him.
his nut.
What is that his day job? Is that a good
No.
job?
No, he has like a marketing thing. He has a
Oh
pretty
my
standard
God.
job. I
Okay.
can't remember exactly what it is.
Man, yeah, that's I remember friends would go do that with duck blind promotion or whatever it was, or you get
It's $25 all you can drink.
Uh-oh.
That was a problem for me.
Dude, it was a real problem. I never remember the end of going to duck blind.
It's so funny. $25 all you can drink. Is
Yeah.
So I miss Wisconsin so much.
Dude.
The thing is, like, Wisconsin is a more fun state than Minnesota. Like, it's just a funnier atmosphere.
It is fun.
Madison is such a fun place to be.
Totally. The
Yeah.
duck blind, folks, if you find yourself in Madison, you have a chance to do this. It is also, it's all like nice heavy beers. Like the lowest alcohol.
All you can drink.
Yeah.
And you're being
Like IPAs and like it's the worst beer is like a Blue Moon or something.
That's so funny, man.
So I would like go there and I'd be like, yeah, I'd have 10 Hefeweizen
That's so funny, dude.
and like a stout and then you get food too, but the food's all fried food, so it's like mini corn dogs,
Yeah.
French fries. So I would eat like 1,000 mini corn dogs. I
Man.
would drink 20 beers that were 11% alcohol. and,
Hi, dude. I wanna retire in Madison.
and then people would be like, I'd wake up and they'd be like, you got us fucking kicked out of the duck blind.
Dude, I had a friend who went to remember when Brandon Jennings was like Bucks and Six? This is probably
Yes,
2012,
yes,
2013. This guy David Karst, who's so funny. But yeah, him and a bunch of people went to that Bucks game, and they bought tickets, but it's a playoff game, is expensive, so they're probably touching the wall in the top of the Bradley Center, and he gets so drunk he falls asleep, and he wakes up to a security guard. No one else is. I mean, he's like, they're like, you have to go home. The game ended 90 minutes ago. He's like coming out of a stupor.
Yeah, that's a very Wisconsin. I know so many people that have like fallen asleep on a train or a bus.
You gotta be roused like Rip Van Winkle from some slumber. Dude, all of Madison is such an alcohol-induced fog
damn it.
over the town. I feel like the real haze. When did you get sober?
3 years ago.
Okay, so you're in
March.
Chicago.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like 6 months before I moved to Chicago.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, it was Madison was. People talk about Chicago as a drinking city, and obviously it is or whatever. But like, Madison is different.
Madison's such a especially when you're so young. Like,
Yeah.
it's just Keep going.
Hammerschlagen and that kind of like
Yeah.
they have drinking games that people never heard of. You know, it's like it's merry. It is like a problem, but it's happier,
Yeah.
which I feel like
Oh,
gets you to drink more.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are adult alcoholics everywhere, but I feel like Madison occupies such a strange, because it's so college dominated and everyone's so young, and there's just like so much alcohol infused everything
Yes.
that it is really different. I remember thinking that it was kind of a good thing that school was ending, because so I had lived with these 5 guys, more or less. There's some additions and subtractions, but like these same kind of people I'd lived with for the 3 or 4 years out of the dorms. And 2 of them had DUIs. One of them had to take a semester off of school to go to some kind of program. You don't want to drink as much because he was like shoplifting wine from Mariano's. Dude, Bodie's so funny. But yeah, like, I mean, he had developed a real drinking problem by the time he was 21 or 22, like to the point of he didn't get like kidney failure, but he had something where it was like he couldn't.
Code orange.
Yeah, he like couldn't. If he ate a hamburger, it would like because of the damage that alcohol was doing to his organs, he would be like, "Oh, just go on without me. I just gotta process this burger real quick." He'd be like on the couch, being like, "I can't get up." He was like heartburn, but he couldn't like get off the couch. So I remember thinking like, man, it's good that school's ending because I feel like the drinking is reaching a level that is unsustainable to adult life.
Oh, for sure.
And then I'm sure that just if you live there when you're 23, 24, you definitely continues.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was like, yeah. And my friends were, because, so I lived in the dorms as a sophomore. And so, like, most of my friends were a year younger than me.
Yeah.
So that first year at Epic, I felt like they were all still in college. I was still trying to do the shit that they would do.
Yeah.
And I didn't, like, I wasn't like an everyday drinker, but
Right.
like I would.
Which is so funny that you have to clarify that because there's
Yeah.
people who are like go
Right.
every day, which is insane.
Right. I mean, yeah, but I was like, I was a lot of days, and I let's be clear, I wasn't like taking huge spans off.
That's really funny.
But I would like every weekend at Epic, I would like wake up. I would spend $250 at Paul's Club.
Yeah, that's funny.
I would do that every time. I would
that's
black
funny.
out. I would usually order like 2 stuffed crust pizzas
Yeah.
and like cut my knee.
But that's the
like-
thing is like Madison, that's all doable because you can just walk to your apartment. There is no driving involved. There's nothing stopping you from having a great night, but yeah, blacking out at Paul's Club, spending $100 some and trying to get food and then making it home. No
Yeah.
problem. Like it's such a weird Rip Van Winkle alcohol situation.
Yeah, in Wisconsin, the bars per capita is like up there with California,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
or it's like higher than California or some shit, which is
The Rocky Rococo's
Insane.
with a bar in it
where was that?
on
That's
Regent.
hilarious, dude. That's so funny.
Oh yeah, that's not there
And it's
anymore.
mainly minors. Like it's
Yes.
it's so crazy. But what was I thinking about it? Oh, you're talking about the duck blind thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man, that's probably good. You're sober and stuff.
Yeah. I had fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, one of the best times, and Rory could.
There we go.
Hell yes. Rory could probably tell this story better, but when you go to the duck blind, it's kind of sad how few people are watching the game. And like Rory and I would watch. Like I really enjoyed the baseball. Like I love watching baseball.
Yeah.
And one of the sickest robbed home runs ever happened. And me and Rory, and no one in the duck blind reacted. It was so sad. Like no one knew it had happened. It was one of the greatest live baseball plays I'd ever seen
That's
in my life.
hilarious. I'm surprised they didn't come, like the staff didn't come up to you afterwards. Oh my god.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh my gosh.
That was a rough one.
There's so many picks, man.
I know. And fumbles.
Well, I was gonna say I'm surprised the Mallard like head office didn't come up to you guys like, we need you at every game.
Yeah.
We will give you free tickets. We will give you whatever.
No, it's a good metaphor though. I mean, people get so drunk that they're not realizing that life is happening around them.
Yeah.
They're just in this like stupor.
They created a drinking event that far eclipses the original
Yeah.
side of it.
Right. I felt like every road trip we took in college, people are trying to do like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Like we're
Oh,
just
yeah.
going to Milwaukee, man. You don't have to be like, yeah.
I only
Oh.
did like one spring break in the typical sense, but it
Yeah.
was the PCB, and
Yeah.
it was like, it was
Yeah.
was that.
This guy, David Karst, he had this really just kind of funny string of events, but eventually he hit rock bottom because he gets either like low grades or something. But he gets kicked out of Marquette Law School. This is the year after Madison. He gets kicked out of law school and he got fired from his job. And so he's just living in this kind of dingy apartment. And I came over to visit him, and he just had a loose bird in his place, like a bird. There's like a bird, whatever. And we were like, "What's up, man? What's going on?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got this bird, and I let it free." And I remember being like, "Why?" And he's like dead serious, and he goes, "Have you ever read I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings?" Just as this bird like eating
Was it-
food and like in his apartment. Like,
Was it a pet bird or an outdoor bird?
it was a pet bird, yeah,
Okay.
like a Petco bird. But I guess it had. I mean, it was flying. It was like loose in the apartment.
Is that the book that was written by like a death row life sentence?
No,
It's like
that's
that
Maya
Maya
Angelou.
Angelou. Yeah, but completely different from letting loose birds in your apartment.
Really, really missing
So
all
missing-
of the book.
Yeah, but just and I feel like I don't know why I said this story. What were we talking about?
Alcoholism.
Yeah.
That's almost a thing where he goes, "Have you ever read?" You'd be like, "Have you ever read Why the Kids Were Sing?"
No, you fully missing the
that's-
point. And man, so I just feel like that type of behavior.
I'm really
Pervasive.
glad I hadn't got to bird phase or whatever,
Dude,
but I can feel myself.
I see it. There are people. How many people are watching this?
I don't think anyone's
Okay,
watching.
perfect. Okay, so he went on so after he gets kicked out of law school, he gets fired for drinking on the job, then he has his bird in his apartment, and then he's like, I'm gonna turn my life around. I'm gonna do one of those farmhand work for free to live somewhere in Europe.
Oh, okay,
So he-
woofing.
Yeah, so
Yes.
he goes to Europe. So he's going to work on this farm and live there for free. And within 3 months, he has slept with the farmer's high school daughter. So he's
Oh
he's
my
like
God.
23. She's like probably 16.
God,
And he
damn
gets,
it.
I mean, obviously her dad hits the roof. He gets kicked out of the program and he has to return to Milwaukee.
Bro, this guy, dude. You know a lot of good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of my roommates. Yeah, and he ended up re-enrolling in Marquette, and now he is a divorce lawyer in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Yes.
And he's so corrupt. Man.
Is he divorced?
He is,
Yeah.
Has he ever been divorced?
No, he's just. I mean, Bodie said this one time about him. He's like, the thing about Carsey's got a rotten soul, dude. He's like, I tried to be friends with him, but
The inside, it's so good.
Damn.
he's so funny though, man. This is a good car story. Is he was like really sad in his room and he's listening to a lot of Neil Young. He'd go through like all these phases and he's in an Americana phase and like an Amy Winehouse phase, and he's wearing like a lot of like weird fringe and tassel stuff. And he's listening to Neil Young with like all this like cowboy shit on, and we were like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "Yeah, this is an important plot point. All those Walker protests were going on. It was the Walker
Okay.
recall. So like everybody's protesting Walker, and the recall election is going on.
And your roommate is donning tassels.
And he's got these tassels and this hat on, like all these beads he's playing with, and he's listening to Neil Young for like 9 hours a day. And I was like, "What's up, dude?" And he's like, "My grandpa passed away," or whatever. And then he goes, "But good news, man. He's been dead for 2 weeks, but I still got his absentee ballot. I'm mailing it in to vote for Walker." Like it's what he would have wanted. He did voter fraud for his dead grandpa. Get Walker to stay. Walker's like massively unpopular, Nobody likes Walker. and
That's
he's
a
like-
rotten soul for
Oh,
sure.
and he's so funny, man.
That's hilarious.
And he didn't even realize that it's like a funny thing to do. Like to him, he's like
Right.
listening to Neil Young being like, "I got to do this for my grandpa. I got to vote for Walker with his fake like dead
God.
absentee ballot."
Damn it, dude. We're just fucking
Dude.
up this game.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
That guy was
shit.
awesome.
But that is, I actually know a couple guys like that from
Yeah.
UW.
So fun.
And it is like, yeah, I wouldn't like necessarily ring them up, but like I love keeping up with them,
Yeah, definitely. Karst really liked me. I don't know why. But he was, corrupt. Such a funny guy, though.
What was his name?
David Karst, David
Oh.
Allen Karst Jr. I'm saying his name. We're not saying Charlie's baby's
Yeah.
name. I'm just told, like, dude, Karst was so. No one's watching this, right?
Yeah, you're
Okay. Karst was so funny, man. At one point, he, on graduation, he like met somebody's mom and they started dating. Like, some other kid's mom was living or came to visit for graduation. He started dating this kid's mom, and so she's like 44-year-old dentist living in Chicago, and then he's like going to like visit her. She's buying him like Greyhound bus tickets to come visit her, and she's obviously gone through like a bad point in her
Jesus.
life.
Yeah.
because she's dating some guy wearing a lot of tassels. It's like insane,
She's bussing him in.
Yeah, she's busting him in, and then Karst was like, "Yeah, we broke up because I don't even know how to describe this." He's like, "Yeah, I got in a fight with some guy at some weird 45-year-old divorced dentist party, and he's like, and I got really mad at this guy, and I tried to kick him the way that you like do a kick in like Mortal Kombat. He's like, I tried to kick him with both feet. And so I jumped and I just fell on my head and knocked myself out. Tried to do a Looney Tunes kick without having practiced it, but in his mind he's like, I got this, and he just landed on his back, knocked himself unconscious, and he woke up and she was like, we're not dating anymore. Like, it's over, go back to Madison.
Bro, this guy fucking rules.
He's so cool, man.
Oh man.
No, he's kind of a piece of shit, but I love him.
Yeah.
Karst, if you're watching this, call me, text me, dude.
My Karst is Andy Shepard. What up, Andy? I think he lives in Chicago now. He lived in Saudi Arabia for a while because he was a petroleum engineer. Very smart guy. He also had a Scott Walker sticker on like the walkway of his apartment. I didn't live with him, but he was on my dorm floor. And he used to do Tour de Franzia and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he had did you know Red Rocks? We all know Red Rocks,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
His girlfriend worked at Red Rocks, and she was like one of the booty girls that would get up on the bar and pour shots in people's mouths.
That's funny.
And he would be like, "Let's go to Red Rocks, dude. Fucking Cassie's working," you know. And then he would say, and he'd be like, "What?" It was like the most, it is such a horrible feeling, dude. I never knew how to act in those moments, you know? I never knew how to act. He'd be like, go get shot. Yeah. I'd be like, what's up, Kathy? It's like,
What's up, Cassie?
hey, Cassie, can I get... Oh, my God.
That's awesome.
Oh. And I feel like he's dated a string of those women through his life.
In Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, dude. No. He brought a girl to Saudi
That's
Arabia
so
that he
funny.
met in somewhere in America. But every year he's dating like one of those, and it's like
That's awesome.
it's such a unique attitude. That I kind of love. It's like fun to embrace.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying you had like a Scott Walker sticker on the entryway.
Yeah.
There's this guy I knew, Boy Jardane, and he is
Great name.
he's so funny, man. He's Palestinian, and he got like progressively more into like the Palestinian student orgs or whatever. But the funniest thing he did was, I mean, this is like 2014, so people are a lot less informed about the Middle East. And Boyd bought not a Palestine flag. Boyd bought a Hamas flag. the one with like the AK-47 and the green and white lettering, probably the size of this couch, and he hung it off of that tattoo place on State Street, like right next to State Street Brats.
He lived like above.
Yeah, he lived above that, and he had the
my
biggest. He had a massive Hamas flag up there for like 4 days until people were like, "You gotta take this down, dude." I don't think it's a good idea.
Was he trying to provoke? Did he find?
I think he literally thought like this is just like a Palestinian flag, and then
Oh, okay.
the subtleties of like Hamas and Palestine were maybe
Right.
lost on him, and
This is a Palestinian
And he
flag
just
with
had-
an AK-47 on it.
It's like, dude, it's like that green and white. It looks sick. But,
That's usually when you can tell it's fanfic.
but definitely
you know?
people, people were like, what's going on? You know, I felt like we were gonna get in the newspaper. He was really fun to play basketball with.
Oh, dude, I love
Man.
going to the surf and
So good. Yeah.
Asian guys playing basketball in jeans.
That's a good one. Yeah, man.
Always pickup games and stuff. I used to play racquetball too.
Racquetball was really fun, man.
My friend Nick got me into that.
Yeah, we would play like 2-on-2 racquetball. Going to the surf and just messing around was a blast.
Yeah. And now it's like supposedly nice as fuck. I haven't.
I haven't been in the new surf one. My brother was in grad school for chemistry there, so I've been to the new one that's by the Lakeshore dorms. It's awesome.
Oh.
It's really nice. Yeah.
I used to go to the Nat. You ever go
Yeah,
to
it's the new Nat.
Oh, okay.
I went to the Nat a bunch. It was fun. That's a good one.
God damn it.
Man, I definitely miss having access to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Well, darts is my new sport, dude. Volleyball is fun and basketball is fun, but I'm getting scared, dude. People are breaking ankles and shit.
Well, that's just Klopfer. Klopfer, he plays like he's trying to get hurt.
Yeah, but Adam broke his ankle and John Dunn broke his foot.
But McShane broke it in a freak accident playing volleyball, right?
Yeah, at like a birthday party.
And it was Memorial Day 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But John was playing like rec soccer.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that could happen.
I mean, I guess you're always running that risk, but
Yeah, I'm never gonna get hurt. I feel like it has something to do with body control. I mean, Klopfer plays like his head is cut off.
Yeah.
He's like literally like putting his head down and running, and then like trying to run backwards, and he struggles. I mean, he's really funny to watch play, but I can see why he got injured.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, especially in basketball, who just hit the gas all the way.
Yeah.
That is a good point where I'm not ever going to do something crazy in like a contested space.
Or like Big Luke plays in a way that might hurt someone. You really got to watch out.
Yeah, I do avoid the guys that like.
Some guys don't know their own size.
Yeah.
And just got to be careful.
You got to be careful.
Klopfer is the different thing. Klopfer is playing with so much exuberance, and he was hounding Klinger that one time. He was like face guarding him the length of the court, and like hacking the shit out of him.
Dude, Klinger on Shankland is endlessly funny.
Yeah, Shankland's so funny.
Oh my god, they're the only people that ever do fast breaks. And they
those
just do
guys
them against
are
each
so
other.
funny. Yeah, damn. But see, it's like I'm not really gonna see Shankland anymore. He's gone.
He's not gone, dude.
I mean, it's like he's not gone, but he's really not. It's just crazy how life goes on, I guess. Seriously.
He made his choice.
I do agree with you, but it's coming across so nihilistic.
Well, people are part of your life, and then one day they're not, and everyone kind of, it's just fun
yes,
that everyone who stays, you just kind of move on without them.
No, you got to make an effort to keep up correspondence with people that are.
Are you good about that? All these guys who I've been telling stories about, I think they're really funny, and I lived with them for like 4 years, and if we hung out now, we're still friends. But I mean, I text them once a year,
Yeah, I have like
maybe less than once a year.
I would say I have like 2 or 3 high school friends and like 3 or 4 college friends that I do check in with that don't live in the city.
My high school friends, it's more frequent. Maybe it's once every like 4 or 5 months
Yeah.
that there'll be like kind of a group message popping up around Thanksgiving and stuff like that.
My
Yeah.
best friend from high school, we talk all the time.
That's
And,
good.
and he Snapchats me his daughters,
That's good.
and, like,
Yeah.
whenever I'm home, I bring it. But like I feel like kids change that too. Like they call me uncle, and it's like cool to be in their life like that.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
But yeah, there's not enough time and energy in life to have that spread across everyone that you tell stories fondly about. You just can't,
No, it's just it's like Karst only lives on in like 5 stories about a bird and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not making new memories. I'm sure he's doing really like corrupt and funny stuff in
Yeah.
Louisiana, but I'm just not going to witness it.
Right.
He's got to be a really egregiously bad lawyer. I mean, there's just no way he's like doing things by the book.
But you got to think about this less about like Shanklin, but maybe about Karst and those guys. It's like you might have 1 or 2 encounters left in the rest of your life, but those are going to be juicy encounters
Oh, so good.
where you like catch
Yeah.
up and that.
Oh yeah, the catch-ups.
But it's
are
not
always...
the same as like being stuck in the scheme with them.
Very true.
I'm like hearing them recount it, but it's much funnier when you're like,
There we go.
they dragged you into a.
They marked him short.
No.
Is that 4th down?
Yeah, they went for it on 4th and 1.
Oh my god.
Oh.
But I get what you're saying, being in it with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Yeah, Shanklin's like, how many more times have I seen him in my life?
Yeah.
Probably like 4.
Yeah. Probably.
Just saying, man.
I think that's interesting. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like, I have a friend who like lives in Montana and has a kid, and like she was one of my absolute best friends in college, and I haven't seen her in a really long.
Yeah.
Short.
Nice.
Wow, it did look short.
Hell yes.
It did look pretty damn short.
It's also wild they still use
The
chains.
chains, yeah.
It makes no sense.
They also have lasers.
Yeah,
chipped in the
everything
ball.
has RFID chips in it. They know, like, to the, what, 10th how fast these guys are running in miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still like, there's no way. Well, I guess I wonder if they did it digitally, they'd have to figure out how thick the line of scrimmage is or something. If they pass it or touch it.
Oh, it's an exact point. So yeah, like in their database, it's probably down to like
Yeah.
the 7th decimal place yard line or whatever. But like when you look at those little actual orange markers, they have like little black arrows that have come to a tip.
Mm.
Okay. But yeah, it's crazy. I have thought about that too, and it's like you just say your friend or whatever, but it's like, well, dude, this book, The Chaos Machine, I feel like you'd be about it because you're not a big social media guy.
Yeah.
It's like the atrocities of social media.
Yeah.
But they talk about like this unnatural, like element of human nature now where like we are only really capable of keeping a social circle of like max 150 people.
Mhm.
And like so much of our psychology and self-esteem has to do with how we personally rank ourselves in that like perceived 150. But like with social media, Facebook was having a big blocker where people would not expand their friend groups beyond like 200 people because I guess they had this natural inclination or whatever. So Facebook started shoving friends of friends into their feed and stuff and like broke through on that. Yeah. And like they think now this has had an effect on psychology where like people are trying to account for a social circle that's like 2, 3, 4 times as big, but like are having a really hard time doing that.
That's I mean, but what do you think about? I think about when I think about my social circle, it's like Chicago comedy and extended, and I guess I'm not thinking as much about the whatever.
Well, I think I don't think about that as much. I think it's like not affecting everyone, but at least in like a small like to the language portion of it, like anyone I follow on Instagram that I haven't seen in 9 years,
Mhm.
I'm like my friend blah 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 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe like that natural that shift in the language or what is a friend, it's like, yeah, I don't know. But that's why social media is fake. Am I stuck?
No.
Oh.
I'm thinking. Okay, yeah. Obviously, social media is fake. Follow me as Sam Dicke as we do this live stream. No, what do I actually think about this? Okay, I was thinking about how like, yeah. So we're there. Definitely, always been a thing of people leaving, their families to move somewhere else. That's not new. I was thinking about like, okay, if you were living in Madison in like the year 1920, do you just know the whole town? I mean, you probably have this. Okay, think about it like this. People like people I know in St. Paul who went to high school in St. Paul, went to college at the University of Minnesota, and have now lived in St. Paul. They have a massive social circle that would probably exist with or without Instagram.
True.
If you're my youngest brother, you know a shitload of people. St. Paul and Minneapolis seems like a small town because like 9,000 people from combined like Little League through high school, through college, through your work. You can really get a huge social circle without. But you're saying that even just the act of following someone who you perceive to be in this space, all of a sudden you're comparing yourself to like 4,000
There we
people
go.
or something.
Right. Yeah. And that.
But I look at people, like a lot of people I see, even people who are higher up, like all people who have like a lot of followers, it's not like my brain thinks they're better than me. I look at them and I'm like, this guy sucks or whatever.
Yeah, I do think that too.
Yeah.
I love to.
I still think, I'm better than most people. Even if they have a lot of followers, I know I'm smarter and like a better person.
There we go.
I think I think that's good to. I think you have a good sense of self, which is important. I think the impact will be a lot more measurable on like the generations to come. You know, like I know my ex's brother. His like closest friend was a guy who he plays Call of Duty with that he has never met in real life.
Oh my God, you guys.
Let's go!
Unreal.
Lock
That's
it
a
in.
fire and siren.
Wow, man. I feel like what the hell is up with Packers knees late? That's a great drive. That's a
great.
textbook fourth quarter drive.
That was
It
like,
took you guys a minute and 25 seconds.
yeah, that was really impressive.
Really impressive.
Now,
Why
now-
did we not just kick that field goal? Oh my God. It's analytics guys are idiots.
Yeah.
No, I think what you need a little bit of an ego to not feel lost with thousands of accounts and stuff to follow. But you're right that the effect is probably more pronounced on people who were exposed. But I mean, we were exposed to technology really young.
Yeah.
We're definitely in the group of like the internet's there. It's in, you know what a computer is when you're in first grade. Yeah.
MSN Messenger was, Jesus Christ, did he almost miss that?
Or even just think about the preponderance of people were getting Facebook in like sixth grade. You know, it was around.
We bump mics around here when we like words.
I'm just saying, and so that has always been around. But that's I guess it doesn't make me like worried about my social standing.
Yeah. I guess I'm worried. I'm worried about like my natural inclination is against, and all these field goals. If we had just made one
I
of these
can't
fucking
believe he
field goals.
missed these.
I can't either. It may be because his penis is so visible in those tights. Narvison, not a good name. Real Flanders-like name. Right, Narvison. We put all our eggs in that basket.
Sorry, what were you gonna say about society or whatever?
I wasn't like personally drawn to social media. I was really resistant to getting Facebook. I actually didn't make a Facebook.
I didn't make I deleted it. Okay. I sorry to cut you.
No, go.
Just, do you remember when it would have been around like that 2010, 2011 mark? There was this big thing of you can get rejected by colleges if they see photos of you drinking.
Yes, totally.
So, and that obviously doesn't exist now, but for a moment, the fear was so intense, and kids were getting suspended by the MSHSL for like high school drinking, and they were like, if colleges see this, they'll revoke your admissions.
Yeah.
And so I remember being like, I'm just going to delete it. And there was already a sense of like, I don't want to be on social media that much anyways. But then I didn't make a Facebook or Instagram until I started doing stand-up. So I was like, social media lists from whatever 2012 to 2017.
Yeah. I mean, my social media really has like, okay, so I was so purposeful in not getting a Facebook. I was so upset at the concept of it. I was like,
yeah, it's funny that we were both like ideologically opposed 16-year-olds. You just have Unabomber instincts. Like even then, like you're 16, you're supposed to be like caught up in this wave, and you're like, what are
You're like,
these
this is
people
just
doing?
pulling me away from my shed time.
Yeah, that was the first time you really feel that Taxi Driver, like this world's going to shit.
yeah, I
You're just
literally
like-
did, dude. I totally had that like boomer outlook on it.
100%, man.
Yeah,
I'm
was
not an
like-
early adopter of
No.
technology. Yeah.
Some technologies, yes. Like I really was early to illegally downloading music and just getting music digitally, but
Yeah.
other things not so much. But this girl I was like, I wanted to date, I don't know if you'd call it that, but we were like 17, and she made me a Facebook without my knowledge, and the profile picture was like me holding her.
Nice.
And might still
dude.
be my first Facebook profile picture if you guys want to go back. And yeah, and then people at school were just like, "Hey, you finally got Facebook. I added you on Facebook." I was like, "No, I did not." I was like so pissed
So
off.
adamant.
Yeah, I was like, someone forged that.
Was that when you were goth?
Yeah, I was goth at this point. I was oh, dude, God.
Goth were
Did you
kinda
know
like
Bennett was goth?
Goth were kind of like the Amish at the high school.
Oh yeah,
I had emo tendencies.
yeah. I was emo leaning. I wasn't.
Those are the political parties in high school. You could be emo leaning.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Damn
were
it.
full on. Yeah.
I was jock with emo tendencies.
Yeah, that would describe myself along similar lines.
I've said this like a lot, but my school was just too small to have cliques. It just simply did not exist.
Yeah.
I was in every club. I was in band. I was in choir. I was vice president of student council. I played 3 sports. You
Yeah.
could just do everything.
But so your social circle was probably already over 150 people.
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
Yeah, you know.
How much over that though?
Not that big, but I would pull in like I played like baseball. Like my summer baseball team was a collection of schools.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I was gonna say, I'm just thinking of percentage-wise. It's like percentage-wise, you could be like, I knew fucking 58% of the town, you know, because it's like, yeah, that's a low number.
Yeah.
But it makes sense.
Yeah.
My church probably knew everybody there.
yeah.
I probably was at about 150.
Yeah, because I would say, yeah, I would like admiration and fame, and that's why you want to be on social media a little
Right.
bit. Even though, yeah, it's probably not good for you. It is like the only way to spread a good idea. We don't have many other. I can't just like go in the town square. I would be a pulpit guy. I would be a guy in the
Totally.
pulpit yelling about climate change or whatever.
Dude, Millennium Park guy.
I would be that guy, man. So I think, yeah, so it's like you kind of have to be on it. But I didn't, yeah, so I was off it for a good 5 years back when everyone was on it just for the love of the game before you could like have a career off of online.
Yeah.
You're just a fan of the Facebook bumper stickers. Do you remember those?
Dude, I think it was really cool to work for Google and Facebook. There was this general attitude, probably as computer science was exploding, but definitely 2013, 2014, 2015, kids were like, I want to work for Facebook so
yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
They thought of, I think there's been a real flip. I don't know when it happened, but people loved Mark Zuckerberg. They wrote Steve Jobs died and they gave him a fucking black and white Walter Isaacson biography like he's a president.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a real like
And he sucked.
canonization. What's it called when you make someone a saint?
think
Yeah,
that's it,
canonized.
Yeah, there's a real canonization of those tech guys in a way that like I think people see through that now. But there was a lot of love for Elon Musk and those people.
I liked Elon Musk when I was like a junior in high school. I thought he was very cool. I thought like I really liked Modern Marvels as a kid. Did you ever watch that on the History Channel?
I think I don't remember like exactly, but yeah, probably.
So they had an episode about electric cars that featured Tesla, which was like in its infancy at that time.
Yeah.
And then I went into a deep dive and like found out Elon Musk was elemental in PayPal, whatever. And I just thought that was really cool. And I thought like how he was reinvested. I'm not an Elon supporter now. He's taken on a completely different
No, now
thing,
it's
but-
akin to saying it's like the white Farrakhan. I mean, you don't want to be an Elon guy. Right? It is a whole different connotation.
God damn. Either him or like Rogan.
Yeah.
I'd say Rogan is almost the white Farrakhan.
yeah.
Holy shit.
But it carries this whole like
Oh, and
not just about what the guy says, it like implies all these other things if you love Elon Musk. And,
God
Yeah.
damn.
and it was really it's really changed.
my brother-in-law tuned in right at the end. What's up, Zach?
Hey.
Hey.
Ooh, speaking of white Farrakhan.
That's my goal. That's my career goal. I want to be the white Farrakhan.
Yeah, you can do
Actually,
it, buddy.
I'd say, oh, no. Alex Jones, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think about that dichotomy a lot where I don't think technology is good for you, but that is the only way to like I want to go viral so bad. Social media is not a big part of my life, but I was better at it maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like have a disconnect from it, like where I'm never gonna ever post anything. If you ever see anything on my social media, the close friends thing, even I don't really trust that anymore. It still seems disingenuous, but it's like I will never post anything in earnest ever again.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's like. I think on my close story, I did a post about like 3 years since I quit drinking, which I put out there as like I was trying to, if people needed a resource or wanted to talk to someone, and that's why I put that out there on my close friend story. But even that, I would like afterwards. I was like, I just hate social media as this. Like I get that the good parts of it.
Yeah, you think it should be purely for fun.
Yeah.
Purely for just like fucking around, and less for. But you know what's weird is the way that it's pitched, and it's not like I'm like never do it. But if you see commercial, there will be commercials for like TikTok or whatever. It's pitched as connection. It's for sure pitched as like this is a way to catch up with I don't know, someone you haven't seen in a while. It's definitely, but you're right that the majority of people are using it for like just kind of posting what I like for fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're irony poisoning the people of Sri Lanka who are committing genocide in Myanmar.
3M is guilty of putting irony in the drinking water.
Dude, it is like, oh man. I got to finish this book so I can stop saying I'm reading this book and have a full thought on this. But
this is the same this thing about how it's bad for you.
Yeah, The Chaos Machine. It's a really good book.
Books like that though, but
it's like I try to like I don't know. It almost induces panic more than anything, but yeah, the way Facebook, dude, literally Facebook. I do like I feel that if Mark Zuckerberg had knowledge of some of the things that were going on and didn't do anything in the time that he did, like they're proposing, I literally think he should go to jail for life.
why? What's so bad?
So
I don't think it was anything people didn't want.
no, definitely.
Right?
Dude.
What was
Yeah,
it?
they seem to be pretty enthusiastic.
What was
about
it? People loved Facebook. People were ready to give up their everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. People
was
did
so-
love it, but then like so from the time of like 2015 to 2018, basically Myanmar went online, and there's like 60% of Myanmar thinks Facebook is the internet. Like those words are synonymous for them. They don't understand that the internet exists outside of Facebook, and so these like really hateful groups called for like the murder of like usually Muslim groups, but
Hey, does this guy not know how serious what we're talking about is? keep going.
RBX, dude, Sri Lanka. Okay, so Myanmar, Facebook, like tech around 2015 had this big push where they're like, we are going to addict the poorest third of the world's population to our app, and then we will be the internet to them. And then when they like slowly adopt first world things, we will like have an absolute monopoly in Myanmar or whatever. And so they went there.
His name's Lad McConkey.
That's a great name.
2 D's in Lad.
And so they gave people free phones with like free plans, and Facebook is just free. They just like distributed phones in Myanmar.
Yeah. They're like passing out, packs and Newports, that kind of thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
dude. There are so many houses in Myanmar that don't have running water, but they have Facebook, and so people just kept doing false reports. Like, so there was one in the Sri Lanka one was all centered around this guy where like they were making up rumors that the Muslim population was trying to sterilize the rest and poisoning the food and stuff. And so this Muslim guy that owned a restaurant, someone found a lump of like what was probably just like a chunk of salt or something, and like said it was a sterilization pill. And the guy that ran the restaurant didn't speak the same language, so they were like, did you put this in here? And he's like, yeah, I put that in there. And then they like beat the absolute shit out of him. And then they like had mobs come to that town, and they like killed babies and women and burned huts down and burned mosques down. And like they tried to get Facebook to like get moderated. They had zero native speaking moderators for Myanmar. And Facebook didn't respond. And eventually the government cut the internet access for the country.
Yeah.
And then within a week of that, Facebook responded and was like, why is Facebook down in Myanmar? And they're like, because we've been trying to get a hold of you. Like,
Yeah. So we're talking about we're talking about two very different things, because, at first it's like, oh yeah, your social circle is 150 people, and that's more about like self-actualization.
Yes,
and this is more about
yeah.
like Facebook being like an effective way to spread misinformation that's so bad it can cause, it can ignite a mob mentality, which are kind of two different
Right.
problem. You know, when I talk about social media being bad, I mean like existentially.
Yes.
I don't think anyone in America who falls for like a shop owner is poisoning his employees is like lost. But I understand why it would happen in Myanmar.
Yes.
They don't have that skepticism of being raised on the internet like children in America do.
Right. Like their concept of like things being blown out of proportion or radicalization.
They don't
is, like,
know someone's always lying to you.
Right.
Which is sort of an attitude we've had forever.
They don't even. Yeah. They truly don't know about con men, which is like.
Yeah, and for us, the default is like someone would be lying online unless proven otherwise. It's definitely guilty till proven innocent kind of thing.
But the algorithm disproportionately drives that stuff because the algorithm, as it's designed, only cares about retention, and those do have the biggest retention at first because people are in the comments saying this is like horrible, why would you say that, like this is not true. Like the people dismissing it ups the retention rate, which puts it in front of more people who it like is trying to pit them against each other. So for all the people saying this is bullshit, it will try to give it to people who will defend it and create these huge comment wars.
Yeah. That's probably true. I mean, that's why my brother runs a really popular basketball trivia TikTok account, and he'll often
That is an awesome sentence.
Yeah, he'll often, you know, he might have 150,000 followers, and he'll often misspell words or say things wrong in order to
Draw people in.
boost numbers. Yeah,
That's such a thing. It is.
it's so. I mean, dude, it's so dumb.
Outrage is
It's so dumb.
things that enrage people or whatever, like those keep you online more than things that make you happy or things that make you happy or like fulfilled cause you to log
I
off.
feel like the main reason I'm not online though is because I don't care that much about other people's thoughts. I think way over like I'm finding some dopamine out of it or something. It is straight up. I would not listen to this. Like sometimes I'll try listening to a podcast and it's like this is so fucking boring. I can't tune in.
Yeah, I pick and choose. Like I'm kind of done with comedy podcasts.
Yo, yeah, I've now never.
It's just it's awful, especially ones that oh my god.
Plus, like we were talking about with Spotify, there's so much good music. I mean, I'm just so much more in the music over podcast camp.
Totally.
But
I really like
what do you listen?
10% Happier by Dan Harris, which is like a mindfulness podcast. I really like that shit.
Yeah, I think you have a good outlook on life. So I'm not gonna be like cynical about it. It's probably good.
That's okay. I've built up enough of a barrier.
No, you seem like you have a good. I'm not actually. I'm not like a hater for no reason about that stuff. There's probably good things.
I also used to occasionally listen to Huberman.
But see, that's not
anymore.
surprising at all. I mean, yeah, dude, yeah.
But there's no podcast anymore where I listen to every episode. Just because it's like, I don't know. It's weird, you know. Before I started doing comedy, I did love comedy podcasts, and I bought Your Mom's House merch. That's,
yeah.
But
no, it's
then,
not like bad. It's not inherently bad.
But it's like, I don't know.
Your Mom's House been running for that long?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I started listening to them in college.
Wow.
And I used to listen to Pete Holmes's podcast in college.
I feel like that was big for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly because I didn't do comedy. I didn't understand how comedy got going. Mm-hmm. He would interview people and ask them questions about the beginning, and I wanted to know that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, now when I hear people talk about mics and stuff, even people I think are really funny, honestly, Instagram's changed that a bit because I see like Jeff and Adam Addis's thing that they have.
What's
they have a podcast
Brumfeld?
where they get they just get high, I guess, or whatever. I never listened to an episode, but they do put out clips that I genuinely find funny.
Oh, you're saying that a lot of podcasts exist not to be a 90-minute listening, but to generate reels?
Totally.
Yeah, I think that's very true.
And that's kind of what this is. We're trying to just get reels out of it.
Oh, please don't put the thing about the abortion mixtape.
Absolutely. That one was when
We're gonna do a super
the
cut.
camera was off.
We're gonna do a super cut of you going, "No one's watching this, right?" and then we go, "No," and you go, Okay, and then just jump in, and then it cuts.
I thought
Yeah.
this was getting deleted.
It is getting deleted. It will more than likely be 0 clips. But if we do take a clip from it, I will absolutely send it to you, and you can veto it with 100% power. That's not a big deal.
Oh, I gotta stay off the live stream. That's the only thing that can sink me now.
No, dude, I would never put out anything I thought was even.
My propensity to spill secrets. The only thing that can stop me.
Yeah, I mean, Seyoung, our very first stream of this year, I believe he ranked all the Asian races.
Oh,
So-
I didn't say anything like that.
exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Comparatively.
I've actually said a lot of smart shit, I think, this afternoon.
Exactly, dude. I think I could cut up some stuff that would really leave you looking like Mr. Winner, dude.
yeah, let's make.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
We're not here to
man.
sabotage. Zach, if you're still listening, follow Sam. He's awesome.
Yeah,
he's stand up you'd probably like.
It's gonna be like this. We're gonna talk about Myanmar.
Yeah.
Myanmar and Myanmar adjacent topics. Oh.
Damn. Oh, how am I doing?
Do you guys
in
want?
fantasy?
Do you guys want to play basketball at 4:30 in Oz?
Yes, I still do. And I
Okay,
think we're
I'm
gonna
good.
call the stream.
Park? This
Folks.
was fun though. This was more fun than I thought it would be.
Sam.
Yeah, I but the Vikings barely won. Holy shit.
It ended up being a pretty fun game.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun.
And you're welcome back anytime. And we're gonna start doing a lot of streams that aren't this exactly. That might be more up your alley.
Okay. I like to pontificate.
I know you do.
I like to
I'm-
talk.
I'm gonna have you on my mindfulness podcast and pick your brain.
Dude, I would be such a good mindfulness. I would kill it on a mindfulness podcast.
Hey,
I'm so naturally mindful.
I know, dude. I feel like you have no formal training. You're just there.
Yeah, man, I'm like Call of the Wild, Jack London levels of Zen Buddhism. Yeah,
So tune in for that stream, folks.
yeah.
Rock.